Aries, it's the Scorpio Stellium here, your no bullshit tarot card reader. We're going to take a look at your predictions for November 8th through the, 14th? Yeah. I'm like, new week, new month. We got to like get with the program now. We're right there in the middle of November, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that this year is almost over. So you know how I do things. I actually tell you why I come to the conclusions that I come to with the cards. I pull the astrology associated with the cards in, and at the end of this reading there will be a pick a card for your message that you need to hear this week, Aries. So let's see what we got for you. Okay, we start off with reverse temperance, Knight of Swords, reverse Page of Wands. You are wanting to rush into something. You have run out of patience for it in typical Aries fashion, right? Okay, so we start this off, like I said, having reverse temperance. This card is associated with Sagittarius. This is a card that it normally upright denotes patience, waiting, moderation, the right mix, everything just being just so. And having it reversed is this kind of, I don't want to wait anymore. I don't want to wait for the timing to be right. I've waited too long already. I'm not going to do that anymore. And next to it, it confirms this with the Knight of Swords. You know, the sword cards associated with air, they move very quickly, and the knights are all action oriented. So we see this Knight of Swords coming in like, I'm just going to go right for what I want. It's very quick. Now, it's also like an intellectual type card because it is a sword. Like I said, swords cards, air, those two go together. So we have intellectual thought processes going on. So there might be a lot of action oriented with speaking, with conversations. It may be that you have gotten tired of waiting to tell somebody what you want to tell them. You don't want to hesitate anymore at this point. So we see you rushing into something, and then next to it, the reverse Page of Swords. Well, the pages are usually messenger cards. All of the pages are. The wands associated with fire element, so there's passion there, and it's reversed here. So it feels to me a little bit like this impassioned, you know, sort of, I'm going straight for this, is not really what you need to be doing. It may be that you need to hold back and wait a little bit longer. I know that it might seem that the time is right, or you know, you just don't want to wait for it anymore. But we see with the reverse Page of Wands that this might be setting you down a path that you don't really want to go down. So there's a little bit of a warning here for you. The next line, we have the Queen of Cups. This is emotions. She's emotionally regulated. She is feeling, she is nurturing, she is loving, and this may be you, this can be another individual, and we see it next to a situation of sadness that is being overcome, grief that is being overcome with the reverse Five of Cups. So having these two together, the Queen of Cups and the reverse Five of Cups, it seems like you are trying to heal from something that has damaged you in the past. This kind of quick energy, I think in the beginning of it, is perhaps you wanting to rush past the healing process, because the Temperance card is often about healing as well. You know, this card right here at the beginning, having it reversed, it's like, I don't really want to keep thinking about it. I don't really want to keep talking about it. I just want to be over it already. And I'm going to summon all of my emotional resolve with this Queen of Cups here to do that, to work on my healing and to try to make this not feel the way that it feels anymore. With the reverse Knight of Wands, that's interesting to have the reverse Page of Wands and the reverse Knight of Wands like on top of each other. It still is giving me this feeling of too fast, rushed action, not a good idea. So whatever it is that you are trying to rush this week, you need to make a conscious effort to slow down on that. And the last line, it's all about work. It's all about money with the reverse Eight of Pentacles, reverse Ace of Pentacles, and then Nine of Pentacles upright. I see that you here are trying to work towards something, getting yourself to be financially secure, financially independent. You're working towards something that you don't have to rely so much on other people, or you don't have to rely on the same income that you've always had to rely on. You're trying to branch out, and it seems like the opportunities there are a little delayed with the reverse Ace of Pentacles, and then with the reverse Ace of Pentacles. Like, what are these? I need to say it. Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. With the reverse Ace of Pentacles, it's like the level that you need to get to be able to secure this financial independence, Nine of Pentacles, is not quite here yet. So everything speaks to me in this reading about rushing ahead for something. And this energy, I think, when we're coming out of this Mercury retrograde period, and now we're in the shadow period, and we're also getting ready for Mars to turn direct. Mars, your ruling planet, has been in retrograde as well. This is like suddenly stepping on the gas again. You know, we're trying to go back in the right direction. And we're, like I said, we're almost there, but we're not quite. So I think that the rushing needs to be done with a little bit of caution this week. Now let's take a look at what may be underneath this. Let's see if anything comes out for love. Let's see if anything comes out for just further information about what you're emotionally dealing with. We're going to start by clarifying the reverse temperance. And I'm hoping that this is going to start to tell me what it is you're trying to heal from and what you need to know about that healing. Okay, we've got the Four of Wands. So this is a card about reconciliation. It's a card about home. It's a card about family. So there may be reunions of some kind that you want to take place. You're ready for them to move ahead. This can be in a relationship, and this can also be in your family as well. But this reunion, this kind of coming back together, the things that need to be sorted don't look like they've been sorted out just yet. And I think that some more diligence needs to be involved. You know, there's some more talking, listening, calm, kind of, you know, less action oriented that needs to take place before we really get to the point that this can move ahead. Okay, clarifying the Knight of Swords with the Hierophant. Okay, the Hierophant associated with Taurus. What we have here is commitment. Okay, what are you committed to? Who is committed to you? What do you need to slow down with when it comes to commitment? What commitments are you rushing? Are you overextending yourself on your own commitments and what you say you'll do? Are you able to follow through with those, or is your schedule already packed? Are you seeking to get commitment from somebody else that it's just the timing, the reunion, the reconciliation timing is a little bit off? Let's look at the reverse Page of Wands. Okay, we have the Star. So again, we are talking about healing here because the Star is all about healing associated with Aquarius. This is about, you know, we're going from what was old, the old order of things, the old way things were done, and moving into a totally new way of things happening and being done. And this is about our healing. This is about the calm after the storm. This is about moving forward with something. And clarifying the reverse Page of Wands, it is telling me still that all of these cards up here, the clarifiers, are so beautiful. They're such great cards. And they're showing me what you want. And what you want is just, it's not happening right now. It's not happening yet. There has to be some other things that take place first. And because all these cards here, we have Venus and Aries with the Four of Wands being this reconciliation, this celebratory feeling, this coming back home, this reunion. You know, then we have the Hierophant with commitment, and we have the Star with healing. You know, we have these gorgeous cards of what you're really wanting, and it's all seeming like it's delayed, and you're getting sick of waiting, quite frankly. So let's go ahead and clarify the reverse Five of Cups. This trying to heal, trying to see what you have in front of you, rather than focusing on what you lost. Let's see if anything else wants to come out. Yes. Okay, we're going to take these. Oh, the Lovers and the Four of Cups. Okay. So we're trying to heal from a relationship. We're trying to let go of something that felt like this was your person. This was your soulmate. This was your other half. This was the one that you wanted to be with. Because the Lovers here is clear as day. I mean, yes, is clear as a bell. You can't do anything to make this anything other than what it is. And then we have the Four of Cups. This is talking about a period of emotional stagnation, a period of apathy, a period of I don't really care about anything else that's happening in my life right now. All I care about is this person that I love and that I want to be with, and they're all that matters. And it doesn't matter if I have a job, it doesn't matter if I have friends, it doesn't matter if I have food in my stomach. I only want this person because they are what I need to live and breathe for. That's the intensity level that we have here. And I feel you trying to come out of that. And I think that you are trying to get to your healing, but you also are still very much hoping that there's going to be a different outcome. It's like you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to heal from this. But then deep down inside, you're like, but maybe one day they're going to come back. Maybe one day we're going to be able to figure this out. We're going to work this out. We're going to come back together in a healthier way. Maybe you're still with your person and it's just like not really so hot right now. And you're just thinking, I've seen them at their best and I think that they can be that way again. And I'm waiting around for that period of time to come again. Let's clarify the reverse Knight of Wands. This is like rash action, anything ranging from rash action to inaction. And we have the Six of Pentacles, Moon in Taurus, okay? This is Moon is an emotional, we call it a planet in astrology. I know it's a moon, it's not a planet, but it's still referred to as a planet in astrology. And the moon is about emotions, it's about your gut instinct, it's about who you are deep down in your core. And having it in Taurus, this very earthy, grounded, the sign that enjoys its basic luxuries, it's calm, This is a card about kind of retreating into the calm, okay? So it may be that you need to retreat into the calm, or it may be that you are kind of ignoring that aspect of it and you're still trying to rush ahead towards the healing. And it's hurting you in the process because you keep reaching out and you keep having your hand slapped away. It can be either of those things. So now we've got a different situation down at the bottom with all these pentacle cards, all about work, all about opportunities that you're trying to take. There may be opportunities missed. There could be jobs lost. There could be finances that are not doing well. And you are working on coming out of something on top of it. You want more independence. You want to be successful. I mean, who doesn't want that? But we see it here with this Nine of Pentacles. And we are clarifying with Four of Pentacles and the Sun. Okay. So you want to build something that's very successful. And I see you trying to build either your career, you're trying to build your bank account, you're trying to build a business. You are working at this. And I honestly, I don't see these cards as being quite as negative as they could be with the reversals here with the Ace and the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like they are talking about building up to something that it has not arrived yet. Because upright, the Ace of Pentacles would be like the opportunity is here. Just take it. Just reach out and take it. You're planting a seed. It's going to grow. You're where you need to be exactly. And to me, this feels like you're still in the building stages because I think that you have experienced some type of loss. This year, particularly in the last few months, I think that you have experienced some type of loss of finance, of income, of job. Some position that you may have been in was lost, and now you're trying to rebuild from what was kind of, laid out. And it really could have been a lot worse. I want to say that because the cards that I have here are not terrible cards. It's just showing me that you have some delays and some setbacks and you're rebuilding that structure. Let's look at the Nine of Pentacles. This is that financial security, independence. This is Venus in Virgo. Venus in Virgo. Venus is a planet about money too. A lot of people think it's just love and beauty, and it's not. It's also money. And so we have money in the sign of Virgo. What we've got is budgeting. We've got the practicalities, the paying the bills, the day-to-day stuff, and being able to do that, but not necessarily being able to abundantly do that. It may not be that there's a lot left over. Okay, we have the Princess of Wands, which in the Thoth deck is the same as the Page of Wands. It was represented up here higher in the reading as well. I think that there's a lot of passion here for what you're trying to do. And I think that this is showing that you are changing directions. I feel that there are pivots for you, and you're like, okay, you know, this was maybe, I saw what could happen with this situation, with what I was doing before. So I'm going to pivot. I'm going to try something else. So it's almost like a new adventure, a new endeavor, a new process that you're going through, that you're trying to create and you're trying to build upon with your everything, with tangible stuff, you know, with money and job and career and all that. So Aries, let's do your pick a card. Let's take a look at what message you need to hear this week. I pulled 3 cards. I want to say that all the messages may resonate with you, but one message is truly yours. So I ask that you try not to double dip, you know, take the message that you really need for this week. Let's see, messages for Aries. Messages for Aries. Okay. Okay. Card 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, starting on this side, working its way over there. So you go ahead and pick your card. If you need to pause, do that now. I'm going to jump right into it though. So for card 1, we have the Strength card. Okay, this is talking about you really having your heart in something. You really being confident in yourself about something. You having the inner willpower, the inner drive, the courage to go forth and do what you need to do. So take advantage of this energy this week. Not rushing into anything, but having the strength, you know, to know when to stand back and when to move forward. For card number 2, we have the Ace of Swords. There's an epiphany coming. There's some truth coming that is just going to clear away the clouds that you have been experiencing, the confusion, and you're going to get this utter crystal clear clarity where it's just like, oh, that's what I needed to know. So that's the Ace of Swords for card number 2. And for card number 3, we have the Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords here is telling you to use your logic in a precise manner, okay? Using it in a positive way, using it with compassion alongside it, but not letting yourself be emotionally swayed. Being very, you know, this is the pro, this is the con, which list is longer. You know, I'm not going to vacillate any longer. I'm going to make it make a very firm, well-judged decision. So this is what is needed and required of you this week, is to not pour out emotionally, not pour out with passion, but be very logical, almost to a reserved, you know, kind of state where you're not letting yourself be swayed by the wind, okay? All right, thank you for watching, Aries. I will see you again next week. Taurus, hello, it's the Scorpio Stellium here, your no bullshit tarot card reader. We're going to take a look at the week of November 8th through the 14th. My birthday week. Okay, so we're going to look at what you need to know this week. I pull the astrology into it as well, tell you how I come to the conclusions I come to, and at the end we'll do a pick a card for what your message you need to receive this week is. What you need to know this week. All right, Taurus. Time to make some decisions, and you're making them. You're making them, and you're doing it in a very healthy way. I like that. You've got information that you didn't have before. I like that. Okay, so let's talk about what we've got here, and then we'll clarify. We'll get another layer. We'll look at every aspect of this that we need to look at. So we start off here with the King of Cups. The King of Cups is this little guy on his throne. I guess he's not a little guy, but you know. He's on his throne. He's got the waves, the water, the emotion under him, but he's sitting on top of it. He's firm, right? It's not like he's unemotional, but he's able to control his emotion. He's not letting it control him. He's not believing everything he thinks. And so this is the energy that I feel you're starting out with this week. You may think something and then you can say, do I believe that? Is that really true? Okay, I feel like I'm shit at this job, you know, for example. We'll just say that's the thought process. Like, oh, I think maybe I'm shit at this job. And then you say, actually, no, I'm not going to believe that. I'm doing a really good job. I'm working very hard. I'm getting better every day. You know, it's that kind of emotional regulation, that emotional intelligence that the King of Cups is bringing to the beginning of this week. It's next to the reverse 2 of Swords and the reverse 8 of Swords. which this is where reversals are good. Okay, we like these reversals because what we're getting here with the reverse 2 of Swords is, so Moon in Libra, that's very emotionally, Moon, Libra, indecisive. Okay, so it's like there was a point where you were at a stalemate. You didn't know what decision to make. You didn't know which way to go. And now you're trying to resolve that. You're like, okay, I have some clear direction. I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to work this out because I don't want to be stuck anymore. That's the 8 of Swords. You know, you are not going to be stuck anymore in your own head. You're not going to be sitting there feeling like you can't move forward because if, you know, people get in these mindsets where they're like, I'm stuck. I'm like, you're not stuck. You just don't like the alternatives. You don't want to have to do the hard thing. That's really what it is. You don't want to do the hard thing. So people get stuck because they are afraid of doing that and getting out of their comfort zone. And I think you're finally at the point where you're ready to move forward. And you're like, you know what? I don't care what the hard thing is. I'm going to go through it and walk through it because my alternative is to remain in this stagnant position that's not healthy, that makes me feel fearful. It makes me feel like I have nowhere to move. I have nowhere to breathe. I can't just be me. And so if I have to, like, you know, step on a few toes to get out of this position, I'm going to do it because I can't keep compromising myself. And that's why we start off with the King of Cups, because there's this emotionally healthy thing going on within you. The next line, we have the reverse High Priestess, the Ace of Swords, and the reverse 9 of Pentacles. So the reverse High Priestess is often about ignoring intuitive gut feelings. It's also about things that are being kept, okay? Things that are being kept inside, that are being, you know, secrets. It's kind of the connotation that I get here. And I feel like there are some secrets that are coming to light with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is truth and clarity, you know, the clouds being pushed back so that the sun can shine and you can see what is in front of you. And I think that we're getting this secretive stuff cleared out of the way so that the truth can come through. And I do think that this is going to affect you in a difficult manner to begin with. It's the hard stuff. I mean, that's what we started off saying. And I can't make it not be hard. You know, life is hard and growth is hard. And I think it is going to be hard. That doesn't mean it's the wrong decision. It just means that it's difficult. So we have the 9 of Pentacles next to it. It looks like this may throw you off of your game a little bit. It can't even throw you off financially because it's a Pentacle card. It can also make you feel isolated. That's another connotation. You know, upright, the 9 of Pentacles is, you know, by yourself, but doing okay with it. Having it reversed gives me this feeling of, I don't really want to be alone. I feel a little isolated. I need some support. And I think that's where this may, you know, where this may come out. You know, now that everything is going to come out into the light of day, it's going to feel a little isolating. That, again, doesn't mean it's the wrong choice because we do see that it's an emotionally healthy decision. It's probably something that just has to be walked through. And then we see the 5 of Wands down here. 5 of Wands is kind of some bickering. You know, it's some competition. It's some arguments. It's not a huge blow up. It's not a huge fight. But it does feel like the passion is unbalanced. You know, having Saturn, this is Saturn in Leo is the association for this card. Saturn is the greater malefic planet. So it is a restrictor. It is the brakes in the car. It's the slow down and go the speed limit kind of planet. And Leo is not that way. Leo is passionate and it's ruled by the heart. You know, Leo's associated with the heart. And it feels like we're taking the heart out of things. You know, we're not being like truly loving in all of our actions. Or people may not be truly loving in all of their actions, and it's creating some tension, really. That's what you're getting. You're getting some tension here. And we have the reverse Page of Swords next to it. So this is the pages are messengers. They're communication cards, especially the Page of Swords. It's very talky. And having the Page of Swords reversed, we can have one of two things happen. We can either have no conversation, no communication, or we can have difficult, petty communication. And I think that's really what we're getting here, having it next to the 5 of Wands, which is this combative tension kind of card. it's some words spoken that probably don't need to be said. So that's going to be my caution for you this week, is to watch your words, watch what you say, and make sure that it's something that you're going to want to answer for later, that you want down on the record that you said. If it came out of your mouth, you know, you might have to bite your tongue a little bit this week so that it doesn't come back on you later. Then we have the Six of Pentacles. So we do get some rebalancing. We do get some kindness coming out of it at the latter end of the week. It seems like the difficulties are quick to come and quick to be resolved. So what you're walking through this week does not seem like it's going to cause long-term harm right here. I don't see some big, encompassing, awful, looming thing coming at you. And the reason I'm not seeing it as being big, awful, nasty is because I only have one major arcana card in this whole spread, the reversed it's the reversed High Priestess, and that's not really a nasty card. It's some secrets, it's some things that need to come out. So that's where we're at right now. Let's start clarifying. Let's get some more information. Let's see what we've got going on in love and work, in, you know, your emotional state, whatever else we need to look at. So let's start by clarifying. The King of Cups up at the top, this emotional stability here. This can also be an energy of an individual who is compassionate with you. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune. I love that. Wheel of Fortune is associated with the planet Jupiter, which is the greater benefic planet. It is this planet that bestows gifts and bounty and abundance upon us. It is this planet that is what brings us joy. When you see it in your chart, it's where you are forgiving and kind and joyful and generous and all of those good things. So this card, the Wheel of Fortune, is associated with that planet. So it is all of the good things, right? So what we're seeing with the King of Cups is that you're setting the Wheel of Fortune in motion towards good things coming. What you're doing, the actions that you're taking now, are very helpful and constructive in your life. So let's now look at the reverse Two of Swords, decision that is made or being made to get you out of the stuck position that you've been in. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. I got to get a handle on my cards. I'm going to stick all these back in the deck because I dropped about 5 of them. And I don't think that's relevant. I like it when I drop like 1 or maybe 2. But when I drop like 5 all back to back, I'm like, that's just bad shuffling. Okay, like that. That works. The Aeon, okay? The Aeon in the Thought deck is like the Judgment card. Okay, this is the bringing things into life, you know, breathing new life into something. So it's, again, telling us that now we're moving forward. Now we are dealing with the things that should have been dealt with. And these two are major arcana cards. So you're not going to see the whole picture of it this week, but what's underneath this is that you are now bringing the abundance into your life. You're bringing joy into your life. You are like kind of rising from the dead. You know, that's like what's coming back into your life because you finally made the decision, you know, or you're making the decision that has needed to be made for a very long time. And it has made you stuck in the past. And now it's like, okay, you're finally ready to move forward with it. Let's look at the reversed Eight of Swords. Okay. With the Hermit, okay, the Hermit card associated with the Virgo, this is inner wisdom. You see this? I'm pulling all major arcana now because what's going on underneath all of this stuff that seems relatively small and simple, these are like the baby steps that are building up to really big, beautiful, abundant, great things. And the Hermit card is your internal wisdom. It is knowing what's right inside of you and shining this light. You know, this card is all about your inner light and letting it be what it needs to be. You know, you may be meditating upon things. You may be going off on your own a little bit and trying to figure things, trying to sort things out. And it's this attention that you're paying to it now that's really, you know, getting you out of this stagnant energy. Let's look at the reverse High Priestess. Okay, I'll take both of those. Okay, we have the Six of Cups and we have the Ten of Cups. So past issues, okay? Past emotional issues, past love, past relationships, things that made you feel emotionally whole. That's the Ten of Cups. The Six of Cups is that nostalgic, sentimental, like reaching back into the past, looking at, you know, where this all maybe went wrong, or maybe what you miss or what you're trying to bring back. But there are some secrets about the past. They could be about family, spouse, they could be about partners, but they are definitely things that are very emotionally important to you that are coming up, that need to be dealt with, that can no longer be left in the dark to just kind of, you know, be shoved in a closet, to just fester there. Let's look at the Ace of Swords, things coming to light and having clarity. Okay, so we have the Princess of Swords here. Okay, so we're getting, these are both swords cards. We're getting communication, we're getting messages. You're getting communication from somebody, or you are delivering it, and this is the truth. You know, and truth can be a double-edged sword. You know, that's something to, double-edged sword. That can be something to remember this week, is that the truth can hurt. You know, the truth can cut. And it can be painful, but it also cuts away what is not needed. Truth is, you know, one of the highest things to achieve, the highest goods, and it's because it's so hard that makes it so worth it. Let's look at the Nine of Pentacles. You know, all of this is talking to me about not letting lies or half-truths rule your life anymore. Being fully honest about who you are, what you need. Okay, Princess of Wands. So there is some, Princess of Wands is this card of adventure, okay? And having it clarify the Nine of Pentacles, what I think we're seeing here is this is about your passion, okay? And your, what stirs you, what excites you, what you really want, and you're willing to sacrifice for it. Let's see what else we get about the reverse Nine of Pentacles. Okay, the Knight of Cups. Okay, so we've got love being offered. We've got romance being offered. It may be, because I said this card was a little bit about isolation here, so it may be that the offer is not coming. You know, this is a situation that it may be, it seems sincere, but it's not. The Knight of Cups, just so you know, is not always a sincere love offer. It's this beautiful card. You know, here's this knight on the white horse, you know, and it's like, oh, riding to save me, right? And it's about love, and it's a mission of love, but it is often not a truthful love. So there may be some, like, not backing it up with what is said, like not backing up the words. You may not be backing up your words about love. Like, I'm not going to do what I say I'm going to do, or somebody else might be not actually taking the actions for you. It seems like, though, that there is some type of change, some type of shift in energy here, that what you're doing, even though it may cause isolation, in the future is going to create a new experience for you. It's going to create something that is better than what you've been dealing with right now. Let's look at the little skirmishes and the little fights that we've got going on here. Okay, Three of Cups, maybe having some disagreements with other women. Okay. And the Six of Swords, we've got Mercury and Aquarius. Mercury being your thinking, your reasoning, okay? Your listening skills. And Aquarius being this card of like establishing new orders. It's not an emotional card, it's a thinking intellectual card. So it may be that the types of attention being created are because nobody is really considering how the words are going to affect somebody else. Are you considering how your words are going to affect other people and vice versa? But it does look like some tension with other women for sure, having Mercury in Cancer with the Three of Cups. You know, this is a card about, it's a feminine energy card. Communication, Mercury, Cancer Cancer is a feminine sign. You know, all the cards hold feminine and masculine energy they're all associated with feminine or masculine, right? So Taurus is a feminine sign. Not saying that you're all women, but that's just how the zodiac works. And Cancer is a feminine sign. So we have communication with women, we have tension, we have words that are spoken out of a desire for progress, but are not taking into account feelings as well. So Six of Pentacles. Let's get to this last card here. We may be asking for money too. I'm going to put that out there. And the Ten of Swords. Okay. We've got an undercurrent of some power struggles here. The Six of Pentacles is a card about one person being the giver and one person being the taker. And it seems like, you know, there's a power dynamic there. That one is kind of above the other. And it seems that you're going to be engaged in some type of power struggles. You may be the inferior in this, you know, not that you're inferior, but in an inferior position where somebody else is the superior one in it. Or it could be the other way around. But we do have this power struggle, and this power struggle is going to be somewhat painful. It's going to feel like you're getting the shit kicked out of you a little bit at the end of the week. So that's just something to be aware of. I think that it can be avoided if if you just don't engage, if you just choose to not get into it with anybody, if you just choose to not fight it out, especially with the Mars energy right now, with this week, you know, with Mars, you know, trying to turn direct, it's just going to be better for you to stand down, okay? So let's look at what messages you need to receive this week, what you need to hear this week. I'm going to choose 3 cards. Well, I will have 3 cards. You will choose 1 card. This is going to be the message that you need to hear. Please choose 1 card only because you'll confuse yourself if you say that all resonate. They ain't all for you. One's for you. So let's look. Taurus, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. So you choose your card. Pause if you need to. I'm going to jump right into it. Card 1, the Star. The Star is about healing. So you are healing. You're starting a new journey. And we saw a lot of that in the reading, that you're trying to pivot the direction of what things have been, the way they've been going. So this is you doing that new thing, you know, having that new hope. Card number 2 is the Seven of Wands. This is about standing your ground, not giving up, not backing down. That's the message for you this week. Don't back down, stand your ground. And for card number 3, we have the Six of Cups. You have memories coming back. You may even have people coming back, but you have memories especially of different happier days where you're thinking back on that. You're being very nostalgic. And this may even signal somebody coming back into your life. As these thoughts come in stronger, you may accidentally manifest something or purposefully manifest something. So be sure that your thoughts are where you want them to be and that they're actually, you know, you're conscious of your thinking process. Thank you for watching. I will see you again next week. Hello, Gemini. It's the Scorpio Stellium here. I'm going to take a look at your week for November 8th through 14th. I will tell you how I come to the conclusions I come to, like our math teachers taught us to show our work. I'm going to tell you the astrology associated with the cards as well. And at the end, we will do a pick a card for what your message from the universe is, what you need to hear this week. Ooh, Gemini. Let's do one more shuffle. Okay, I want one more shuffle. All right, there we go. All right. What you got cooking? The Hangman, the Reverse Moon, and the Hermit. Whew, that's heavy, starting off a lot of major arcana. Jesus Christ. And the Two of Cups, and the Queen of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. This is going to be quite the reading. And the Sun, the reversed Eight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. Okay, then. Well, we start off with the Hanged Man here. This is seeing things from a different perspective, trying to pause so that you can see all of the ways that things could be seen. You may be looking at it from somebody else's point of view. It also feels like some stagnant energy, okay? It feels like you're kind of hitting the pause button to deal with some things that are coming up. I don't think that they're pleasant things. With the reverse moon, we've got some fear coming up. We've got some emotional issues that are rearing their ugly head again that you may have thought were dealt with. And, you know, here it is again. It's back. It just keeps coming back. It may even be causing you to have some bad dreams or to have some intrusive thoughts, you know, but it's circling around in your head, and it's just going to have to be acknowledged. It's going to have to be dealt with. These are really big issues, and you're going to be looking at them from different perspectives to try to get a handle on them. And then we have the Hermit, which is associated with Virgo. Okay, so I'm going to just tell you really quick. Well, let's get the Hermit down, and then I'll explain what I was going to explain. I won't jump around too much. The Hermit here, what we have is this internal wisdom. So you're going back inside of yourself, and you're trying to understand something. You're trying to sit with yourself a little bit longer and get that wisdom out, those things that you know, because I think that this is not the first time you've dealt with this stuff. It's just circling back around, and you're having to deal with it again because it was not completely resolved. You know, it's like layers, creating layers and layers, and we're getting down deeper and deeper. So here what we have with the Hangman and the Moon reversed, there's Neptune, that's the Hanged Man. Neptune is illusions, okay? It's often not really what is there. So there may be fears coming up. There may be perspectives that you are seeing that are not fully accurate. You may even see yourself as being the victim in a situation, and instead of choosing to come from a position of power. That may be part of your thought process that you're going to have to lay out a little bit differently. And I think the Hermit card here is going to help resolve that. That energy in your life is going to help resolve it. And then the Moon reversed is Pisces. Pisces energy. And Pisces is a very emotional, intuitive type of card. And having it reversed makes me think that the intuition is maybe running a little wild. You know, the imagination it's like, you know, the kid that imagines that, you know, the shapes in the closet are monsters and they're just coats, you know. So it may be that the thing that you're looking at feels so much scarier because you're not walking into it and confronting it. On the next line, we have the Two of Cups. So we have a love situation here. We have a partnership situation. And next to it, the Queen of Cups. This is something that emotionally gives comfort. Okay, so there's somebody, you may know about it already. It may be coming in this week because a lot of you are watching these videos before the week has really started, and you're like, oh, this resonates, and I'm like, the week hasn't started yet. You don't know if it resonates. So hold on to your hats because you might know who this is. You might not yet. But having the Two of Cups, this is somebody who really is this is love. You know, this is the affection. This is the one, you know, that person is just like extra special to you, who is showing you love and giving you emotional stability and comfort. That's the Queen of Cups. This is the comfort, the nurturing. And these both being cup cards associated with water, which is the emotions. Okay, so we have this, it feels good. It feels like you're being just like wrapped in a warm blanket and cuddled and supported and cared for through these fears and this stuff that you're having to deal with. I don't see that you're walking through it alone. I see that you've got somebody here who's on your side, who's willing to work at it with you. And that's the Eight of Pentacles. So here you are, you're working away at it. You're trying to, you know, get somewhere with these types of issues. There may be trauma in your life. There may be some heartbreak in your life, some PTSD, some emotional issues that you're trying to work out. And I see that you're being supported in your journey, in the work that you are doing, because you are putting in the work. It's difficult. And I see the difficulty in the top line, but you are still nonetheless putting in the work. So good job. Good job, Gemini. Okay, so we'll look down here at the bottom line. We have the Sun, the reverse Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. Okay, so this is showing me here that we've got delays with this reversal, this Seven of Pentacles, delays in what you've invested in, what you put your efforts into, for them really paying off. Now, that does not mean they're not happening. They absolutely are. What's going to be happening is, so the sun, this is joy. This is happiness. This is everything that you have been manifesting, that you have been working towards. This abundance of like feel good energy, you know, the sun, how it's like, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I'm cold natured. And when it's, you know, when I'm inside, sometimes I get a little chilly. And then if it's a nice day outside and you walk out and the sun just like warms your skin, you know, it just feels so good. You relax into it. That's the energy that you're getting here. You're getting this, okay, a little bit of delay on what is paying off, but I can see it. It's not too far away from me. I feel joyful anyway. I'm anticipating the good things that are coming. So I do feel that your attitude this week is quite optimistic. And it's also having the Ace of Swords here is telling me that you have clarity. So you start off this week with not having clarity, honestly. You're dealing with some stuff that is difficult. And as you do the work and as you are supported through the work, then you get the clarity. And that is a gorgeous message. I mean, I'm like getting like little goosebumps right now, because so often we deal with this hard emotional stuff and we don't have support and we aren't able to sort it out. And it just like kind of results with us feeling like shit. And having the Ace of Swords at the end of it, the sun too, it's like, okay, this work that I'm doing, I'm getting somewhere with it. I'm feeling better. I'm becoming the most emotionally healthy version of me that I can be. So let's clarify some cards with the Hanged Man is where we're going to start. Okay, we've got the Six of Swords. This is about progress, especially mental progress. Progress with your thoughts. You are learning how to control your thoughts and not let your thoughts control you. So we do see, again, cards about moving forward, cards about getting where you need to go. There we have the Six of Wands. So we've got Jupiter and Leo. We've got victory here. And then let's look at the Hermit. Inner wisdom we have. Okay, we have the Princess of Swords. So we have messages that I think that, you know, this is a communication card, but I think it's internal communication. I think it's how you talk to yourself. You're learning how to talk to yourself better, you know, not saying nasty things to yourself anymore. The Two of Cups, this love relationship, this healing, perfect, beautiful union. Okay. This is even a card, I just want you to know, like, this is a card that can range from anything from getting, you know, being in a great relationship to getting married to finding your soulmate. That is the Star. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. The Star, okay, associated with Aquarius. It's a new day, a new dawn. It's the calm after the storm. It's this emotional storm that you have going on inside of you. And again, I said you're getting a lot of this healing because you're being supported through it. You have somebody who's holding your hand through the rough stuff. And having the Star here is just totally confirming that. You know, having the Star here is just talking about, you know, you're getting your healing. You're getting this hope for the future. And it's having it clarified Two of Cups. Oh, it's just so good. It's just so good. I don't get to do that many beautiful readings like this. I'm just so happy. Okay, let's look at the Eight of Pentacles. Putting in the work. Okay, Queen of Swords. Okay, so having some power over the thoughts again. Being more logical and not being swept up in the storm. And that's the work that you're doing, is to have some distance from it a little bit, you know, to have some separation from the emotions so that they're not overtaking you, and being clear of thought, you know, being sharp in the mind. And that's the work that is being done this week. Well, let's look at the Sun. What is so happy here? Well, I already know what's so happy here, but let's see what else may be so happy here. I'm clarifying the Sun. Okay, the Three of Cups. So this is celebrations, particularly with friends, celebrations, get-togethers, community, having people like, you know, just fun stuff. And maybe just having a glass of wine with a friend. It can be feeling like you have friends in your life that you really, really love and trust. It can be, you know, getting together with other women in your life, your mothers, your sisters, your aunts, you know, and feeling that sense of community. But this is definitely like the good vibes, you know, let the good times roll kind of thing. And this brings you a lot of joy from your community, from people around you. And I do. I think there's a glass of wine or two involved in that. Let's look at the reverse Seven of Pentacles. This is the only card that I'm not just like a huge fan of down here at the bottom, but it's surrounded by such good cards that I don't think that it's taking on its most negative meaning, which is not getting back what you've invested in. I definitely think that you're getting back the hard work is paying off, but it feels like there's some delays on something. Okay, it feels like because of Princess of Wands here, it feels like there's some delays on some physical thing that you're trying to go do, some plan that you're trying to go make. You know, it could be actually a vacation. It could be something with work. It could be a lot of different things, you know, activities. It seems like there's some delays on something that you've been planning for a while. That's how this card is striking me. Some delays. I don't think it's something that you're real worried about, honestly. And then clarifying the Ace of Swords is the Ten of Cups. This reading couldn't get any better. I'm just pleased as punch with this reading. Okay, so the Ten of Cups here is this emotional fulfillment, this emotional joy and happiness, and you just have this like reiterated over and over. This is going to be such a good week, Gemini. Such a good week. It may start out a little rough with dealing with some of the stuff that you're dealing with, but like the way that you're dealing with it and what comes out of it is so great. But this Ten of Cups, you know, with Mars and Pisces, this is putting energy into fulfilling dreams. It's having the dreams come true. It's just, you know, like you're where you want to be, or you're very, very close to where you want to be. You're definitely working towards it. There's definitely emotional fulfillment this week. There's joy this week. So let's go ahead and look at your pick a card reading. What message you need to hear this week personally. Choose one card. All the cards are not for you. Don't tell me that all three resonated. You pick one card, okay? Okay. All right. What do we got? 1, 2, and 3. When I see them, I'm like, oh, okay. 1, 2, and 3. You can pause, but I'm going to jump right in. So you come back if you need a second to think about 1, 2, or 3. But for card 1, we have the Death card. So this is transformations, utter, complete transformations. What is done and gone is done and gone and old, and you've shut the door on it, and there's endings there, and I think you're okay with it. You know, because you're moving on into something that is completely new and beautiful and good, and so there's this transformation happening inside of you. For card number 2, we have the Page of Coins. So I think that you need to learn something. You need to get some information about something. You may need to start school. You may need to start that training process. You may need to learn a new skill this week. But you need to embrace learning something, expanding your mind this week. And for card number 3, I have the Moon. Okay, we had the Moon at the beginning, right? We had it reversed. So again, this is telling you, beware, because those things are going to come up. You're going to be dealing with them. Prepare yourself for dealing with them, but you're going to be okay. We've already seen that it's going to be okay, but pay particularly close attention to your dreams. That's going to be most important. So guys, go ahead and hit the subscribe, the notification bell, and I only say that because, and I forget in half my videos, because I have to fight the giant YouTube monster. You know, like I'm one little baby YouTuber here, so help me grow. I appreciate you being here. I will see you again next week. Hey there, Cancer. It's the Scorpio Stellium, your no bullshit tarot card reader. I'm going to take a look at your predictions for the week of November 8th through the, 14th? I think that's the day it's on. We are going to show our work here. I'm going to tell you how I come to the conclusions I come to so you learn while I read. I pull the astrology into the cards when it's relevant. And at the end, I also do a pick a card for what message you need to hear this week. So let's look at this, Cancer. What's going on with you? Transformations. We have the Death card right up top. Okay, the Death card associated with Scorpio. So you may be dealing with Scorpio. We also have Temperance, which is Sag. You could be dealing with some Sagittarians, but not necessarily. It's just energy of a card. So the Death card starting off here is things that are ending. Okay, you have been dealing with endings. And with inherent in any ending is a transformation. Anytime something dies, you know, and goes back to the earth, it comes out as something new. Energy is not lost. It is not destroyed. It is merely converted into a different state. And that's what's going on here. So I think you understand that. I think you're accepting the endings. You have the reverse Temperance card here. So I think that there's some healing that still needs to happen. The Temperance card associated with Sagittarius is about balance. It's about healing. It's the right chemical mix, you know, the right balance. And I feel here that there is something that is a little out of balance. So you may need to work on some meditation this week. You may need to work on those quiet moments. Do something that brings you peace. You know, go for a walk, you know, do some art. Do something that you can do that clears your mind of everything else so that you can focus on your process, because this is a process that you've been going through for a while. And it's like this is a turning point in your life. And then I have the Page of Swords next to it. So this is a card about messages. This is a very talky, chatty card. Because it is a sword card, it is about speech, communication, and thought. And because it is a page, it is a messenger. So this is a very, very chatty card. And I think that you are receiving messages this week. You could be receiving some text messages. You could be getting some phone calls. You may be the one doing that, but I really feel that this is receptive. I really feel like people are reaching out to you this week. And it seems like that's something you don't really want to deal with. And the reason I say it seems like something you don't want to deal with is because there's the reverse Five of Swords here. It seems to me like there's a fight that you don't want to get into. I think you feel like there's going to be some type of confrontation if you have these conversations. And I don't think that you're ready for that. You're like, I know that nobody's really going to win here if I engage. And so I'm going to disengage from it. I'm skipping a card and I'll tell you why in a second. But then I also have the Four of Swords. This totally reaffirms that message here of like, I want to take a break from this. I want some respite from this. I need to retreat and kind of go within myself. That's the feeling that you're excuse me, coming to this week with those messages and with what you're dealing with right now. You're dealing with some heavy changes in your life. So I think that you need your quiet. You need everything to be kind of stable. It's like you don't want the drama this week. And then I have the Queen of Wands in the middle. And this is why I kind of skipped it, because I wanted you to see the way that those two cards resonated with one another. And then this is telling you who's involved in it. Okay? The Queen of Wands is involved in it. This is a powerful figure. Not a bad figure, but this is an energy, an individual who I think is a very attractive and appealing to you. Okay, and don't get hung up on the fact that it's a queen, okay? It can be male or female, but this is an individual that kind of always seems to pull you in for some reason. It's like they have this magnetic ability to just like, you know, yank on the heartstrings there, yank on the something strings. And you don't want to do it this week. You don't want to go around with them again right now. And then at the bottom of this week, you know, at the end of this spread, I have reverse Ace of Pentacles, reverse Eight of Wands. I want to talk about those in tandem for a minute. And the reason is because the Ace of Pentacles is about an opportunity that is missed. And I want you to think to yourself, like, look, here we've got somebody trying to communicate with me and I don't want to go around it again. I think that you may need to deal with it. I think that you may need to entertain the idea of texting them back or calling them back or having that conversation, because you don't want to avoid it. And I think that this could be a time that you don't want to miss out on whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing right now. And sometimes it's good to retreat and sometimes not. So I want you to consider not retreating this time. The reverse Ace of Wands next to it is about you not wanting to talk. And that's why I said I want to look at these in tandem. The Eight of Wands is a messenger card. It is about receiving messages. It's a card I often see when somebody is wanting to hear from somebody. Am I going to hear from them? And if I see this one upright, I'm like, yeah, you will. It's reversed here. So it's like it's not talking. It's not communicating. It doesn't want to do it. And that's why I'm like, I think you might need to consider having this conversation with this individual, because I see you not wanting to do it and then I get this missed opportunity. Well, what's the alternative to that? Well, there's some type of offer on the table that comes from the heart, some type of heart offer, love offer even. But the Page of Cups is definitely like an emotional reaching out. Here it is, I'm giving something to you. So it looks like this person wants to give. They're coming from a good place. And so I'm like, I don't want you to miss the opportunity just because you're like, I'm already anticipating a fight. I already know how this is going to go. I'm going to lose in the end. You know, it may not be that way this time. So let's go ahead and do some clarification. Let's see what other information we get about everything. Okay, so clarifying the Death card, we have the Six of Wands. This is a card that is associated with Jupiter, the greater benefic. In Leo, it is about victory. It is about triumph. So the endings are really, like I said, they are transformation. So you're putting things behind you that are good for you to put behind you. Now let's clarify the reverse Temperance, because it does seem like something is still a little out of balance. It seems like there's still things that need to be resolved. And I talked about this with you, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, that there was still a lesson that wasn't learned. And I think we're coming back to that there's something that needs to be revisited. So let's clarify Temperance. Okay, with the Four of Wands. Okay, look, I don't know if you are done with somebody or if you want them to come back. I don't know where you are in this, because there's so many of you and you have so many different situations. But the thing that you have in common is that having a reconciliation is going to be helpful. Having a reunion and a healing is going to be helpful. That's the Four of Wands. And it's going to be out of whack if you're trying to push something away that's good for you. Now, if it's unhealthy for you, then by all means, let it go. But I want you to think, is this a bad person or is this a bad situation that we were in? Again, it's going to be different. I'm never going to tell anybody to let somebody who's abusive or harmful or just, using them. I'm not going to tell you to let that person back in. So don't jump to the conclusion of, well, this is a shitty person. It may not be about that person. It may be about somebody else. Okay. So people get it in their head that it's about one particular person, and it isn't always the one that you think of first. Okay. Let's look at the Page of Swords. Messages that you are receiving, either what they're about or who they're from. Let's see. Okay, we have the Hermit. That's associated with the Virgo. So you may be receiving some messages about a period of time that things have been, you've been in separation with somebody. We're seeing that kind of story a lot. The Knight of Cups. There's more love coming in. Here's more offers of love. You are definitely getting these offers of, I want to be with you. I want to end the separation. I want to come back. I want to reconcile. I want to work things out. You don't want to do it though. You don't want to do it. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify this next line here. I'm not going to clarify all of it because I think that we have the majority of the story, but I am going to look at what's going on here. This is where I don't see you wanting to engage. And I think that it's because you're anticipating things going wrong. Okay, we have the Aeon, which is the card that is like in this deck, it's the same as the Judgment card. This is a card about bringing things back to life that were done and over. We're seeing this a lot. The endings may not be such hardcore endings for you. I do see that you're going through transformation. You've got healing here with the Star. It came out upright, so I'm going to take it. There's an opportunity to do things a totally different way here. There is an opportunity to like heal the karmic scar that is down the middle of this situation, and it is healing. It is hope for things to be different this time around. Let's look at the reversed Ace of Pentacles down at the bottom. Okay, don't want to miss an opportunity. Okay, we've got the Moon. So you don't want to miss an opportunity because you have fear about it, okay? Just because there's fear. There's fear associated with this. It's a Pisces associated card, so it may be dealing with moving past what is seen, okay? So things that are not readily seen coming up. And I think that there's a lot of fear about what happened before, what could happen again. There's fear of having your heart broken here. And you might miss out because I think it's going to be different. There's something different about this story than what has happened before. Let's look at the Page of Cups at the end. As we've seen repeatedly with the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, we do see an offer of love, an offer from the heart, something that is more pure coming through. And we've got the Nine of Cups. It is fulfilling desires and wishes that you have. And the Three of Wands, this is making plans for the future. So this is a totally moving in a different direction from what has happened. And if you try to push this out now, I think that you're going to regret it. So if it's worth it when it comes around to you, when this person comes around to you and it presents itself and you say, not again, be careful of that. You know, make sure that that's really something that you want to say no to. Because people do change. Okay, sometimes people deserve a second chance. I would not say they deserve a fifth chance, but some people deserve a second chance. So I want you to just think about that. Okay, let's do your message from the universe. What do you need to hear personally this week? Choose one card, 1 through 3, just one. Don't tell me all 3 were yours because they weren't. Leave some for other people. All right, and while we're at it, go ahead and hit the notification bell, the subscription, subscribe, whatever that thing's called. I'm a little baby YouTuber, and I have to fight the big YouTube machine, so, I won't even pop up on your notification screen if you don't hit that right now, so please do so. I have card 1, 2, and 3, so you'll go ahead and pick which one is yours. You know how to pause, so I'm going to jump into it. Card 1 is the Chariot. This is associated with Cancer. This is your major arcana card. This is a victory over your emotions. This is victory and triumph in emotional matters. It is forward progress. It is advancement. You are moving forward and you are going to do wonderfully at it. So this is a hugely positive message about where things are going in your life now. For card number 2, this is the Queen of Cups. So this is showing emotional nurturing, okay? You being the nurturer, you receiving the nurturing, you being emotionally, again, it's very similar with the Chariot because they're both like water sign associated cards, but we do have like emotional comfort and intelligence and calm and, being able to manage ourselves well. And that's what's going on this week here with the Queen of Cups. I also think that there is somebody that needs your nurturing or that you are going to receive nurture or care from. And then for card number 3, we have the Knight of Coins. This is telling you that when it comes to matters of finance and money and work, slow and steady wins the race. Don't try to jump ahead too fast. Don't get frustrated when things don't move as quickly as you want them to, because slow and steady practicality is going to get you ahead. Thank you so much for watching, Cancer. I'll see you again next week. Hello, Leo. It's a Scorpio Stellium here, your no bullshit tarot card reader. I'm going to take a look at your predictions for the week of November 8th through the 14th. It's my birthday week, so I hope it's good for everybody. All right, you know how I do things. I show my work. I tell you how I come to the conclusions I come to, so I'm teaching you a little bit about tarot along the way. I also pull the astrology associated with the cards into it when relevant. And at the end, we do a pick a card for what you need to hear this week. So make sure you watch till the very end. Okay, let's see what you got, Leo. My Leos. Huh. What a peculiar little combination for you here, starting out. All right, doing what's best for you, that's for sure. Okay, this is a lot. This is a lot. We're just going to say that right now. Okay, so we start off with the Wheel of Fortune. It is associated with the planet Jupiter, which is the greater benefic. So it brings all sorts of abundance and good stuff into your life. But the Wheel of Fortune is also about the tides turning in your favor, like things going your way. It's bringing good luck into your life. And I think you need it because next to it is the Five of Cups. This is sadness and grief. So it does look like you are suffering from something that was lost. It seems like there is some residual sadness, but I see more of it down here, and I'm going to get more of the story. It makes sense when I see all of it, but it seems like things are turning around for the better despite what you've gone through. And next to that, we have the Emperor Aries card. So what we have here is this building of something new, this very strong energy of establishing something new. The structure is there, the boundaries are there, the rules are there, but the foundation is being laid. I think something good is coming out of your sadness. Something good is coming from the thing that you lost. And the loss is still present. I still see it because it's upright, this Five of Cups. It's not that it has disappeared. It's not that you have just magically recovered from it. It's that you're trying to bring something good out of it. And we're going to get, I think, more information when we start to clarify these cards and get all the nitty-gritty details. But this is where it's starting. So the next line here, the reverse Ace of Swords next to the Eight of Cups, I think you were not getting the clarity that you needed from a situation. You were not getting all of the information. You were not being maybe told the truth. Perhaps somebody was even all out lying to you, but you just didn't have all the information that you needed. And so you chose to do what's best for you and walk away. You're like, this situation's not serving me anymore. I have to leave it behind. That's the reverse Ace of Swords, which is the not getting all the story, right? And then the Eight of Cups, this is the walking away. So the Eight of Cups associated with Saturn and Pisces. Pisces being a dreamy kind of sign, and Saturn being like the clamp down. Saturn is a malefic planet. It puts the boot on things. So it was like something was kind of like oppressing your dream, the thing that you really wanted, and it wasn't happening. And so you were like, look, I have to let this go. I have to release this. I can't just hold on to it white knuckles, right? And then we have the Eight of Wands. This is putting force behind something. So what I see is very interesting so far because it's back and forth. It's really good and then really bad, you know? And I see the really bad along with the really good. So I think that there are, you know, they're intertwining. You know, it's life. So everything, you can't compartmentalize life. Everything overlaps. But it looks like whatever you're putting yourself into, whatever mission you have right now, you're really hitting it hard. You're going full steam ahead in it, and that's the Eight of Wands. That's applying a lot of force to it. It's also messages because it's Mercury and Sagittarius. So Mercury being the messenger god, right? And Sagittarius being very expansive and having to do with travel. So you may be sending communication over long distances. You may be going yourself over long distances. You may be just simply putting a lot of force behind a particular project, behind what it is that you're trying to get done. The last line here, this is just, gosh, I can't wait to clarify because this is a crazy, crazy reading. It's just like back and forth the whole time. We have the Queen of Cups and the Hierophant. So this is an individual that you feel commitment towards. The Hierophant being commitment and the Queen of Cups being the individual, right? This energy of nurturing, this energy of loving and sensual and connectedness. It's a very intimate card, and these two together, it's showing where your commitment lies. But the Seven of Swords is next to it. I don't like seeing the Seven of Swords at all. I especially don't like seeing it next to a card like the Hierophant, which is about commitment, because it seems like somebody is going behind your back and they're not fulfilling their end of the commitment. The Seven of Swords is like a thieving kind of card. It's stealing, it's lying, it's cheating, it's just like trying to get away with something. And it's very like strategic and selfish, and it's like it's doing its own thing off here on the side. But I see you as having the commitment to this person who may not be completely honest with you. And we see that with the reverse Ace of Swords too, where we see you were not getting the full story and so you chose to walk away. You may already be familiar with what the situation is, but it does seem like there's still an element of commitment to it. And I'm not sure what that last little string is, what that thing that's holding you in is. For some of you, because the Hierophant is a card about marriage, you may be married to this person and you're trying to resolve it. You know, you're trying to resolve something that was really painful in the relationship. For some of you, you may have already released this person, but you still feel a sense of obligation to them. Like if they came knocking, you would feel like maybe you needed to answer the door. So there's a lot of back and forth in this reading. And that's why I was like, I can't wait to start getting some clarifiers out here because whew, this is a little crazy. Okay, so first of all, let's see what's going right with the Wheel of Fortune. What is going right? Wheel of Fortune. Okay, Princess of Wands. So new adventures, new endeavors, things that you're putting your passion and your heart into. That's what's going right for you. That's what you have luck in. Jupiter is also about luck, and so is the Wheel of Fortune. So you have luck. Things are turning in your favor in this situation that you have this passion for. Now let's look at the Five of Cups. This is the grief and loss that is still very present. Like I said, still very real in your life. It's not like, okay, I'm over this now. No. The Ace of Pentacles. So this is a card about opportunities. All right. So was there a missed opportunity here? Was there a opportunity that went sideways? Did you think that something was going to build up to more than what it actually did? Did you think that it was building up to more than what really transpired? I'm going to pull a couple more cards for that one. Okay, Four of Wands. I saw it before it flipped. Okay, did you think there was going to be a reconciliation, a homecoming, or something pleasant going on in the home, in your intimate space? But there was something that was missed there. Also, financial opportunities could have been missed here because it is the Ace of Pentacles. That is an indication for finances. So this could have been an emotional thing for you. This could have been a financial thing for you, a personal issue. Let's look at the Emperor. Emperor is talking to me about... The Empress is the clarifier. So the Emperor is about building and establishing. It's also the ruler, right? He's like up at the top. And then we have the Empress as the clarifier. I mean, it's almost like saying the king and the queen, the emperor and the empress together, two individuals. So I think that you have some disappointment about what you were trying to build on. And it does seem like this was a big deal of a relationship. It may still be present in your life. I don't think that this is something that's necessarily gone. It's something that this relationship, I mean, those two fit together like this. So this could be like soulmate kind of stuff, and there was something that was maybe done to you that really, really hurt you in this situation. Maybe they were not truthful with you, but you're still nonetheless trying, I think, to resolve it. You're trying to find a new way to get through the situation. I see the effort taken, despite the fact that you've chosen to walk away from it a little while. It doesn't seem like you're just done with it entirely. So let's look at the Eight of Cups. Okay, clarified by the Three of Pentacles and the Chariot. So I think that you are still hoping for cooperation with this person, and if they would just cooperate, if they would just like put the work in and the effort in, I think your thoughts are, we could be fine, we can move ahead, we can move past this. I think that you desire to forgive somebody for something that they've done to you. With the Chariot card, it's like having control over the emotions, not letting them rule you. And I think here you want to control how this situation plays out by not like, not just saying I'm done with you, forget you. It's like you want to give them a second chance. Leo is associated with the heart, and the heart, they're loyal. You guys are loyal to a fault. You want to keep people in your life. You're not somebody that sees people as disposable. And I think despite what's happened here, you don't see this person as disposable. You want to find a way to work through it. And so you're trying to put this effort and this force into it with the Eight of Wands. Here's the Ace of Swords, clarifying it. You just feel like if they would tell the truth, if you guys could talk about it, if you could cut through the bullshit, then you would be able to heal and move forward from what has happened in the past. The Ace of Swords comes in, here it's upright, here it's reversed. It comes through like this flash of lightning, like I said, like it's the cutting through the bullshit. You want to just get straight to the point and deal with what the issues are head on instead, and work with them. The cooperation is here too, instead of whatever's happening right now, which is not how you would have it go. Like I said, very forgiving, Leo, very much the let's figure out how to reconcile and mend this, whatever is broken. So let's look at the Queen of Cups. This is this nurturing energy, this person that, and this can be you as well, but this person that is very loving, this person that wants to almost mother, somebody else, wants to take care of somebody else. And I wonder if the person that you're dealing with is someone that needs someone to take care of them. Like they kind of need a mommy, it's like they're I don't know, making poor decisions or can't quite take care of themselves. The moon is the clarifier here. So this is a lot of emotion. And I think that this relationship may be codependent because it's reflective. The Queen of Cups is a reflective card because it's water of water. You know, it's like a reflection in a reflection, if you catch my drift. But because all of the court cards are, you know, one of the elements of their suit. So the Queen of Cups, Cups is the water suit, and all of the queens are water. We have water of water. Very reflective energy. So you see that it might be hard to actually see what's coming from that person or what's coming from you, and are you projecting? Are they projecting? And we have the moon here too. So this is very similar because the moon reflects the light of the sun. You know, I feel like you guys are bouncing stuff off of each other, and that's why I'm getting a little bit of a codependent vibe here. Let's look at the Hierophant. This is commitment. This is marriage oftentimes. It's also a card about getting good advice. It's clarified by the Hierophant. So, you know, again, I'm going to just go with this is a commitment that you have in your life. The Hierophant and the Hierophant right next to each other. Look at that. I think it's so funny when this happens. And it happens quite frequently in my readings that a card clarifies a card. And I always just take it as that's the meaning that we need to leave it with, is the commitment, is the first one that we took. And then Seven of Swords. So here's somebody getting away with something, somebody not being honest, somebody, you know, trying to not get caught doing something, telling a half-truth, telling an all-out lie. Can even be infidelity, but I'm not going to say that that's the only meaning. I don't want you to just take that one part of it, as it can be a lot of other, there's a lot of other ways to lie to somebody, okay? All right, let's see what is happening here. Okay, so we've got the Four of Swords. I think that here, Jupiter and Libra, I think the desire for relationship is so much that you don't want to fight about it. You may even have a hint, I think you probably do, that something is not quite right here. And you don't want to fight about it. You don't want to make things any worse than what they maybe are. And I don't think that they're irresolvable. I think that these issues can be resolved, but just as I think you already know, the truth is what's going to cut through everything. The truth is what's going to set you free. And that's the Ace of Swords here. Let's clarify the Seven of Swords with one more card because I have Four of Swords. And I want to see what else we can get. Okay. And the Six of Cups. So there's a lot of memories here. You go way back with this person. You may feel like you've known them forever, or you may have literally known them forever. So this isn't something that you're just going to drop and run. This isn't something that is just going to be like, you know, this person hurt me and now I'm going to leave them and we're not going to ever talk again. I realize that that may be the case in some situations for you, but again, I don't feel like it's just over. I just don't think so. I think that whatever is going on here, we're trying to work towards a resolution. And at the moment that they want to sit down and own up to their shit is the moment that you can work all of this out. Let's pull a couple of cards for finances for you, because I do feel like there were a couple of things indicating work in here for you. The Ace of Pentacles for one, the Three of Pentacles, two, and the Emperor also has a connotation of, like I said, building things. We have the Princess of Wands, which is new endeavors and adventures. And so I don't want to miss that message just because this told another story. So let's go ahead and just pull, let's do 3 cards about money. Okay, for finances, we have the Star, we have the King of Wands, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is showing you having hope for something in the future. The hope is the Star. And then the King, or it's the Prince in this deck because the Thoth deck is ordered a little bit differently, but the King of Wands, basically confidence, ruling something, you know, being able to be in charge of something, and in work, the Eight of Pentacles. So I think that career-wise, financially, you're doing very well. I think you have opportunities in front of you to do things even better in the future. I think that there's a lot of good to be said for you financially. I think there's opportunities, new ones coming in for you because the Wheel of Fortune is here too. All of that is doing just fine. It's the personal life that needs a little bit of attention, yeah? So let's do a message for you, what you need to hear this week. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I want you to choose just one because one message is yours. You can claim one, and I'll tell you what I think the message is. Also, go ahead and subscribe, hit the little notification bell, because I have to fight the YouTube beast. And as you can see, I'm a little baby YouTuber compared to some of these other big channels. And so you will not see me since I'm brand new unless you go ahead and hit that notification bell. So let's see. Cards 1, 2, and 3. So for 1, 2, 3. So for card 1, we have the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is a card of standing your ground, not giving up, not backing down, not letting it go. Stand firm in whatever it is you have passion about and for and what you believe in. Card 2 is a little bit different. Card 2 is like it's time to move on and move forward. This is you needing to make progress and go and just, you know, go to greener pastures. It's like you're leaving the past behind, the turbulence behind, and you're moving towards something better. And it's totally okay to cut loose what is not serving you. Card 4 means it is time for card 3, sorry. 3 is the 4 of Swords. It's time for a little break, a little rest. You need to take it easy and have time within yourself to sort everything through so that you're not making any decisions when you're not really ready to, being true to your heart, but mostly just taking a breather, you know, relaxing. All right, thank you so much for watching, Leo. I'll see you again next week. Hello, Virgo. It's the Scorpio Stellium here, your no bullshit tarot card reader. We're going to take a look at your predictions for November 8th through 14th. It's my birthday week. So, you know how I do things. I actually show you why I come to the conclusions I do, explain what the cards mean, and I look at the astrology behind the cards when it's relevant. And at the end, I do a pick a card for what message you need to hear this week, Virgo. So let's jump into your reading. All right, Virgo, what do we got? Money problems, but opportunities on the horizon. That's good. Okay, so I'm seeing this as a broad picture, and I'm going to break it all down for you little by little, but as a broad picture, it looks like you're choosing to stick with something. It also looks like you're making plans to do something else in the future, and it seems like financially there's been some struggle. So I see the financial struggle at the beginning of this reading with the reversed King of Pentacles and the reversed 10 of Pentacles. This is a card of abundance in finances. You know, this is the card of wealth and wealth building. And this one is about upright, being on top of your game. You may be the boss. You may be the business owner. You may have a high position. So both of those reversed are telling me that you're working towards something, but you're not there right now. It's a struggle. It has been probably a struggle for you. And then the Ace of Wands next to it is like, here's the opportunity though for something new. Here is something that is coming in that you've not experienced before, and I think there is an element of excitement about it. You're trying to look at the reality of the situation. You're doing your typical Virgo thing where you're checking all your boxes. You're making sure that this can work practically, and it's not just a pipe dream. The 7 of Cups is about, you know, the fantasy, really. But this, having it reversed, is showing that you're looking at it from a realistic standpoint. And then next to this, we have reverse judgment. I think that you have to consider if this is really a call for you, if this is something that is important enough for you to pursue, or if you choose to end up sticking out where you're at, because I do see that you're not walking away from something. This is the 8 of Cups. There may be the desire to move on, but you feel like you're not ready to do that right now. So you have to consider, you know, you're weighing these options. Is this something that I need to stay with and keep working at, or is it time to move on and take a new opportunity? I think the answer here that comes out at the bottom of the reading is that it's both. You choose to continue to work on your little side projects, your things that you desire and that you want to go towards, but you don't leave what pays the bills behind right now. You're still either looking for a job or working a job or saving up money, doing those practical things that you need to do to get through right now. With the reversed Emperor, it does show some difficulties with either an individual who is in a position of authority, and this can be shown too with the King of Pentacles at the top. It can also show that you're having trouble, again, establishing what you're trying to build. You know, you're trying to lay a foundation. It may not be the right time to do that. And then next to it, the reversed 2 of Swords. This is a card about making decisions. Because upright, it's like, I can't make a decision. I don't know which way to go. I'm at a fork in the road. So it comes out as a stalemate because it is associated with the moon in Libra, moon being emotions and Libra being a sign that is very fair and diplomatic and wants to weigh all of its options. And when this card is reversed, it becomes more decisive than it would have been in its upright position. Next to that, the Two of Wands. So we see these cards of beginning things new. You know, there is opportunity in front of you. It just seems like it's not right now. You know, it's not right around the corner. You still have a little ways to go before you can make any moves. So let's look at the King of Pentacles reversed first. This card does seem very much to be about, these cards, this reading, very much about finances and work for you. And that's what's coming up this week. You know, every week can't be a love reading, and I got to give it to you straight. That's the way that the cards came out. That's what you need to hear about. And just when I say that, I have the Knight of Cups. So this may be some kind of situation going on with you that offers that are given, things that are said to you are not truly sincere. The Knight of Cups can be superficial. And I think that there may be some superficial struggles with your work environment, with your finances, you know, where people are not really following through with what they say they're going to do. You may be trying to close deals, or you may be trying to get your schedule made, or, you know, whatever your work struggles are, and people are not really fulfilling their end of the bargain. Let's look at the reverse Ten of Pentacles. This is a financial struggle card. Maybe a week that you have to rein in the money a little bit. What's going out? The Four of Swords, exactly. So Four of Swords is a time of rest. The Four of Swords is a time that you need to just chill and take it easy. And that's really the way that you have to get through this, is by just kind of ducking under and, you know, waiting out the crazy. Let's look at the opportunities that are coming in for you. The Ace of Wands. Okay, we have the Moon. So this may be a dream that you've had, that you have thought of for a long time. It's been coming back up. It may be something that you even wanted to do when you were much younger, but it is about a dream, because the Moon, think about it, you know, the Moon, when the Moon comes out, you dream, right? So these are dreams that you have, and you may have opportunities to start making those dreams a reality, but you have to check the practicalities. And that's the Empress, clarifying the Seven of Cups. The Empress being what you want to give birth to, what you want to bring into life. It's making sure that this is really a thing that can work. And let's look at the reverse Judgment card. Let's not ignore anything. Let's not ignore where you're supposed to be right now, where fate wants you. And let's see what we have to clarify that. That's clarified by the Ace of Wands too. So it's saying, even if you have delays in what your dreams are, what the opportunities presenting themselves are, even if there's an opportunity presented and you can't take it right now, don't just never take it, because it's still part of you. It's still something that you may need to be here to fulfill. So don't just dismiss it if you're not able to do it like right now. You know, it might take a little bit more time to work out all of the details. Let's look at the reversed Eight of Cups. So again, I feel like this is a card that's saying that you choose to stay with where you're at. You choose to stay doing what you're doing, because it's kind of like, you know, you can't don't quit the day job, you know? So you're not quite there yet. It's like, when will the time come, yeah? Okay, clarified by the Four of Pentacles and Princess of Cups. So this is showing you the Princess of Cups. There's an offer. There's an offer coming that you're going to love, okay? And it is an offer to build something. That's the Four of Pentacles. There's the opportunity to lay the groundwork, to lay that foundation so that it is really strong when it's coming. You know, when it's there, you don't want to like put the horse before the cart, yeah? So when you get there, when you get to that time, the offer of how to do that is going to be really good. You know, it's going to make it worth the wait. Let's look at the reversed Emperor. I do get the feeling, though, that you're having some problems with some people who are in charge. Okay. Reversed Emperor, okay. Hi, kitten. All right, we have the Hermit, we have the Princess of Swords. So I think that there are some words that are spoken that create a situation that is not, you know, somebody not using their wisdom in how they speak. Speaking being the Swords card, and then the Hermit being wisdom, right? So the wisdom is not there. The Emperor is not behaving as the Emperor should, which is in the position of authority, of power. You know, that has responsibility to it. With great power comes great responsibility, right? They're not fulfilling this. And I think they're creating a situation that makes it harder for you right now. It makes the struggle more so. Let's see with the reverse Two of Swords what we get here. Decisions being made, you can hear my kitty cat meowing, sorry about that, is the Knight of Wands. So a decision to move forward. You're choosing to take some action here. And I think the action is about the things that you want to pursue, really, because, meow, meow. Yeah, but the actions that you want to pursue. Because the Knight of Wands is this action-oriented card. You're wanting to take action. You don't want to hang back. You don't want to wait for anything. I still feel like you may need to wait a little bit. I still feel like you're laying the groundwork for something really big and really special. And this is the Two of Wands. We're going to clarify what you are planning, what you are looking at. Okay, Six of Pentacles. So you may need some financial assistance here, but you are wanting something that partners with or depends on or is assisted by other people, and you want to figure out how this is going to be financially feasible. That's really all that's going on here. Hi, Shakota. So now that we've looked at all of these things that you're trying to deal with, I hope that makes some sense for you this week. I do think that you need to hang back a little bit before you make any big moves. But let's go ahead and look at the message that you need to receive this week, what you need to know this week. Thank you very much. And I want you to please go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell, because since I am a little baby YouTuber, I have to fight the YouTube monster and will not tell you when any of my videos come up, because I'm just a little wee lady here. I just started this. So if you like these videos, if you find them valuable, please go ahead and do that. Let's see what message is for you. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. You know how to pause, so I'm going to jump right into it. So the first card is Justice, fairness. So I think this is saying that you go ahead and you uphold your end of the deal, and everything is going to come out fair in the end, because I think you are dealing with individuals that are not treating you fairly. So if card 1 is your card, then you keep doing what's right, and justice will be done. You know, the balancing, the karmic balancing will happen. For card number 2, the Ten of Swords, it may feel like you are going through a lot, that you feel like you've been hit from every side. And the message here for you is that it's always darkest before the dawn. So I do think that while this week may be difficult and may present a lot of challenges for you, the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Swords is like, look, it's going to be hard right now, but what you're building and what you're doing the right way. So there's always going to be a little inherent struggle in that. And then card number 3, the Four of Swords. We saw that in the main reading. It's re-emphasizing the need to take a break this week, the need to take it easy, to relax, to do self-care, to not overspend money, you know, to not just, it's like a chill at home kind of card for you. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Hello Libra, I'm the Scorpio Stellium here, your no bullshit tarot card reader. I'm going to teach you how I come to the conclusions that I come to, so I explain what the cards mean as I go along. I also pull the astrology into it as well. And at the end, we're going to do a pick a card for what the message you need to hear this week is. We are looking at the week of November 8th through the 14th. So let's see what we have. Libra. Okay. King of Swords right up there at the top. Lots of sword cards actually representing you, because you are an air sign, as you know. Okay, we got some love, we got some betrayal, we got a little bit of everything here. So let's break this all down. So we start off with the King of Swords. This is intellect. This is somebody that is very sharp of mind and is making their decisions in a discerning fashion. So really looking at all of the angles. There's an element of strategy here too. So I see this as you being a strategizer at the beginning of the week, trying to figure out the best ways to move forward and to handle difficult situations. And I see the difficult situation right after that King of Swords with the reverse Three of Pentacles. This is a card about work and cooperation, being recognized for doing a good job, and having it reversed here is saying that there are some issues in the work area of your life, in career. It can be just money in general, but I'm seeing this as the people that you work with, the people who are around you, who are on your team, whether you want them to be or not. There's some difficulty there. There's not a good cohesive, everybody is working for one common goal. It seems like some people are trying to do things either for themselves, or they're getting all the credit, or they're just not wanting to cooperate and do things the way that they really need to be done. And so you are sitting here strategizing, trying to figure out the best way to make this move forward. And next to this, we have the Ace of Swords. So this is about truth and clarity. And it shows me that you are getting the truth, the clarity, the, epiphany, that aha moment, that light bulb moment that you need in order to deal with the behavior. So your strategizing is working. So that's the way the week starts off. So that's pretty good. Despite the fact that you're dealing with some issues, it looks like you're handling them. Let's move down into the middle of the week. We have the reversed Ace of Pentacles. This is a card about missed opportunities or things that are failing to take root. They're not able to grow past an initial stage. It can also be loss of finances. So there may be something that you overspend on, something that you lose money on. So be very judicious, be very careful with your money, especially towards the middle of the week. But I would just go ahead and do my due diligence and be careful throughout the whole week. But it does also seem like this could be an opportunity that is missed. So keep a keen eye out for anything that you could capitalize on, anything that you could grasp and build on. Next to that, the reversed Strength card. Seems like your heart is not in something, and maybe that's why the opportunity is missed, because you're just not really in it. You're not invested in it, and that's the Strength card reversed. Next to this, we have the Death card. So it seems like this opportunity is just, you may try to grasp it, you may try to see what it is, but honestly, I don't think you're feeling it. I don't think that you really want to put any energy into it, having reversed Strength. And then the Death card, it's like you're just not really feeling it. So you're going to let this one come to an end and pass you by, and just let bygones be bygones and move on past it. So then we get into a little bit about love. Okay, it looks to me though as though you're holding on to someone or something, and that person brought betrayal and sadness into your life. They brought some endings into your life. So let's break that down. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups being somebody who is offering love, somebody who is action oriented. That's the Knights. All the Knights are action oriented towards emotions, towards love. This is like the, Knight on the white horse, this person that has this pull towards you, this pull that they pull you in. It's a magnetic attraction. It's this thing that you really, is sparkly and glittery, and you are just like, ooh, shiny. I want that, right? However, the Knight of Cups is very dependent, in my opinion, on what cards fall around it. And if the cards are not so hot, it usually means that individual is all talk and no action. And next to it, I have the Four of Pentacles. This is showing me holding on to something. And like I said, it could be that you're holding on to the betrayal, because I have the Ten of Swords next, which is a card about betrayal. It's a card about being hurt by somebody. But it can also be that you're holding on to that person despite the betrayal. So there is definitely not letting go of some love type of situation, some individual that is very attractive to you, that is very magnanimous or magnetic to you, not magnanimous, magnetic to you, that just really, you want that. You see it and you want it. And despite the fact that it's really, really hurt you, I see you holding on to the hurt as well. You're not letting go what has happened. And it's not something I think that is so easy to let go of, Libra. So let's go ahead and start clarifying these cards, getting more information and building upon what we have here. And go ahead, while I'm shuffling, hit your subscribe and notification bell, because I normally don't say this, y'all know this if you watch my videos, but I am a little baby YouTuber and I'm trying to grow, and you will not even see my videos suggested to you unless you do that, because, YouTube favors the big, bold, and mighty of us. So until I'm one of those, I need your help. All right, so let's look at the King of Swords here. You strategizing, trying to figure out how to deal with these people that don't really want to work together, don't want to work with you, don't want to play nice. We have the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands being Saturn in Libra. So Saturn is a card of oppression. Libra. Saturn in Leo. Okay, so what we have here with a malefic ruling this card and an unstable number like the fives, all the fives are difficult in tarot, they're a little chaotic. What we have here is strife. We have tension. We have little bickering fights. It's not like as bad, in my opinion, as the Five of Swords, which seems like it's a full-on battle where people are going to get cut, you know, like people are going to get really badly hurt. But there is definitely tension here. That's what's going on, and that's what you're strategizing about. So let's look at the Three of Pentacles, which is that reverse card talking about the people not getting along. We'll get some more information about that. Okay, Knight of Pentacles is what came out. So again, all the Knights being action-oriented and Pentacle cards being about money, about material things, about work. So it's a slow kind of card because the Knight of Pentacles is in the earth element. Think about somebody slogging through the mud. You know, they're just doing it one step at a time. It takes time. So the Knight of Pentacles is also an inherently slow kind of card. So somebody may not be completing their work on a timely manner. They may be preventing you from completing yours in the time period you need. And so here is the tension created amongst all of you. Let's look at the Ace of Swords, things that come to you that are clarity, that are truth, that are you figuring out a way to work this out. Okay, we have the Ten of Coins or Pentacles. So the Ten of Coins, this is this card. Mercury in Virgo is the astronomical or astrological association. Mercury being a card about communication. It's about a lot of other things, but communication is certainly one of them in the sign of Virgo. It's being very particular with the words that are spoken and listening skills and, you know, making sure that you don't speak out of turn, that your words are measured. And that's where we pull astrology into tarot and we really get a deeper meaning, because the Ten of Coins or Ten of Pentacles is pretty straightforward about it being wealth building, being wealthy, you know, having all of your money, having your family traditions, maybe even inherited wealth. So those are the meanings of the card in tarot, but we pull the astrology and we get more. Also, this is telling you, because it is Ten of Coins or Ten of Pentacles, that the money is there. The money is assured. The money is okay. So the job is okay. What brings you your money is all right. Now let's move on to this missed opportunity that I feel that you just really are fine with letting go. You don't want to invest anything in it, honestly. But let's take a look at it. Even though it seems like kind of a meh sort of thing, it's still part of your reading, so we'll take a peek. So the cards that flew out at me here are the Seven of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Both of these are very confident cards. The Seven of Wands, Mars in Leo, this is an action-oriented planet, Mars, and we have, it's also a malefic, but in this case it is using its better side, okay? It's using its side of energy put into something. So the Seven of Wands being a card about standing your ground, not giving up, not backing down. And then the Queen of Wands having confidence, having the ability to use her talents to be able to move things along. Having both of these cards are symbolizing that you could do this if you wanted to. You could have, you know, you could go for this if it was something that you really wanted to do. But I don't think that you really want to do it. So let's go ahead and look at death. I'm going to just kind of move through this part of it relatively quickly. But the death card here at the end, we'll just get a clarification on it. It is really pretty simple. It's saying that there's endings here, that this is a hard stop. This is a no-go, not going to do it, done and over kind of thing. Okay, so we get the Ace of Wands reversed. Okay, so again, two reversed aces. Ace of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Wands reversed. It is not having the passion for it. That's the Ace of Wands reversed. Don't really want to do it. Again, missed opportunities is there. It just does not ignite your fire, so you're fine to let it go. So we'll move past that. We'll go down to this little situation at the bottom with you holding on to, excuse me, some type of betrayal having to do with love. Excuse me. Okay. So let's look at this Knight of Cups individual here. Okay, so we have the Magician, and this is another one of those cards that it heavily depends on what's around it, in my view, because the Magician can be this wonderful card about manifesting, having willpower, having all the tools at your disposal to do what you want to do. But this is clarifying a card that is already a little iffy as far as if the love is genuine, if the affection is really there, or if this is somebody who is trying to use you or take advantage of you or take you for granted. And having the Magician clarifying it is kind of a double whammy. So having the Magician here is telling me that this person is probably using you or used you. And I think that you know this, you already feel that way. You feel like they were just trying to get something out of you, or maybe you were not that important to them. You were not really a priority to them. And this probably led you to feeling that betrayal, but we'll get more information. So we have the Four of Pentacles about holding on to something. Okay, you're not letting this situation go. Okay, the Princess of Wands, I think that you anticipated more in this relationship. You thought that this was going to go somewhere. You were kind of ready for a new adventure, for something that was spicy and exciting. And I think that you were sorely let down, you know? You have the Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords being you feeling like, okay, logically I know that this is not what's happening. And I think that it's made you kind of cold. It's made you put some walls up. It's a period of time in your life that you feel like reserved, like you don't really want to let somebody in because you don't want to let them do this kind of thing to you again. Let's look at the Ten of Swords. Let's clarify that. And then we'll do your pick a card for what message you need to hear. So you're going to want to watch that because it's not just like me pulling a card and telling you, hey, all Libras, here's your one message. No, there's a little more to it. All right, Ten of Swords. Okay, clarified by the Princess of Swords. Lots of Swords cards here, and this is good because this is like we're on the right track because we're reading for an air sign, and these are a bunch of air cards, the sword cards. So Princess of Swords is communication. It's also very blunt communication, getting right to the point and not really caring how that affects anybody else. And I think that this person may have treated you pretty rashly, pretty bluntly, you know, and just kind of cut things off or been cold to you or been like no emotion involved. So you had this emotional attachment, and I think that they did not handle you carefully like somebody to be considerate of. I think they were just like, well, it is what it is. So that's what you're dealing with here at the end of the week. Let's go ahead and look at your pick a card for what message you need to receive from the universe this week, what you need to know right now. So, messages, Libra. What does Libra need to know? Okay, card 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. You know how to pause, so I'm going to jump right into it and interpret these for you. So if you chose card 1, I have the Page of Coins. This is time to learn something new. You might need to go do some research or read a book or look something up online, but you need to do some investigating. You need to be resourceful this week, and I think that this is going to help you in other matters, particularly with the situation at work and with your finances. For card 2, I have the Eight of Wands. This is a card that's saying that you are going to be receiving some type of message. You're going to be getting some communication this week that's something you've waited on hearing. So if you've been waiting, when am I going to hear from this person? When am I going to know about this thing? When is this going to get resolved? This is letting you know that, yes, this is the week for you for that to happen. And the third card, and the Knight of Wands. This is passion and energy together. Action, passion, energy, all wrapped up together. So you need to put action behind what you're passionate about, what you care deeply for, and go ahead and, you know, make your move, do your thing. It's going to work out. It's something that this is the week to capitalize on that passion. So thank you for watching, Libra. I appreciate you being here. I will see you again next week. Hello, Scorpio. It's my birthday week. Anybody else got Scorpio birthdays this week? Let me know in the comments. Mine is on the 12th, so you might be my birthday twin. Here I am, Scorpio Stellium. I'm going to do your predictions for the week of November 8th through 14th. Let's take a look at what you got going on. I will show you how I come to the conclusions I do, so I'm teaching you a little tarot along the way. I pull the astrological indications in the cards along with it, and at the end I do a pick a card for what message you need to hear this week. So it's not general, it's specific to you, and you get to use your intuition a little bit. So let's take a look, Scorpio. Okay, birthday week. Okay, so maybe a little rocky week. I'm excluded from this reading, right? I'm not reading for myself. Probably not. No, I'm probably included in this too. Okay, so what we have first off is the world. This is when things are not quite how you want them to be, when the cycle has not completed, things have not come full circle, and you're still waiting for something to happen. Next to that, I have the Knight of Swords. I think this is something you've put a lot of mental energy into. Mental because it's a sword card, and knights because they're action-oriented. So we have mental energy. You've put a lot into it, but I think that you are being a little impatient about when things are going to come around. You know, you're like, okay, I've done all that I can do, and I've done all I should do, so when do I get what I'm supposed to get, right? And then next to it, we see kind of more what it's about, and it's about some commitment. The Hierophant reversed is a lack of commitment or a lack of good advice. And I see this as being commitment because the next card is the Knight of Cups. So I am explaining why I came to that conclusion, but it does look like you're missing some commitment from somebody or something. I know a lot of you, this is going to be about love. I think that will be the majority of you because this reading does have quite a bit about love in it. But it also seems like anything that you're wanting a yes answer or a promise or this is what it's going to happen, it seems like you've not gotten that. At least you're not getting it this week. The next card here is the Knight of Cups. So Knight of Cups is one of those cards that's heavily dependent upon what is around it, because the Knight of Cups can be all talk and no action if it has kind of cards next to it. In this particular situation, I don't think that it's no action. I think that it's just action that is building slowly. So again, I'm seeing some of that impatience at the beginning of the reading, where you're ready for something to take root. You're ready for it to grow and become more. You're already looking into the future. So we have the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. So you're making the plans, you're sending out all of the letters or the information, or you're trying to communicate with somebody. You're waiting for those things to come back to you. And you have a lot of love for either this person or for this situation. You have a lot of your heart put into it. And so it's really important to you to know, is this going to pay off? Is this going to be something that I can count on and have in my future? It does feel a little restless though, because of the reverse Knight of Swords, because it's like, you know, you're ready for things to be done, you know, to have it on paper and to know like, yes, this person really loves me, or yes, this project I'm putting myself into is really going to go through. We have down at the bottom the Ten of Swords, which I don't like to see in any reading, especially my own. The Ten of Swords being a card about betrayal. It seems like also a card where you almost feel like you've counted yourself out. It's like done and, is this done and over? You know, do I not do this anymore? I feel very discouraged. It is definitely a card of discouragement. It's a card where you feel a little beaten down. And I just want to remind you that on the Ten of Swords card, and it's going to be a little hard for you to see, but you can go pull it up and look at an image. There is a sunrise in the background. And I want to remind you that it is always darkest before the dawn. So this is an indication to you that like, hey, hang in there. It might not be as bad as you think at the end of this week. I also have the Page of Swords. So these are words spoken. This is messages received. This is communication, because the pages are all messengers, and particularly in the sign or the suit of swords, it's a very mental activity. It's a very chatty kind of card. It's also a card that's like blunt truth. don't really think out what you're saying. There's really not a lot of filter there. So it may seem that some of this feeling of being let down, of being discouraged, of being betrayed, of things not going your way with the Ten of Swords may have to do with words that are being spoken. It may be that somebody was a little rough with you. They may not have been so understanding that even though Scorpio, we seem like we are, you know, strong as hell, that we have this soft little sensitive center, and they might have hit that soft spot in you. And then the reverse, Two of Cups. So love issues are at hand here. So perhaps the person that you care about, the person that you're either in a relationship with or that you want to be in a relationship with, was hard on you or was showed you an unloving side of themselves that you did not appreciate, Scorpio. Let's take a look at the rest of the cards and we'll clarify, we'll get more information. So let's first look at the reverse world, things that have not really come to fruition yet. Now I want to say, it's not the death card. It's not endings. It's not saying no. It's saying that that hasn't happened yet. We're not there yet. Let's clarify that. I swear to God, if I clarify it with the death card, I would be so mad. Okay, it's not. It's Princess of Wands. So Princess of Wands, this is an adventure, an endeavor, a project, something that you want to go off and do. And you want, it's probably very new to you. And you really, really want to see where this is going to go. It's something that you're quite excited about. You have a lot of passion for. That's because it's in the suit of wands. And wands are about passion and initiative and energy and all of that stuff. So let's look at the reverse. Knight of Swords. Okay, there may be some bluntness here. The Knight of Swords reversed can be pretty blunt with the words, you know, can be pretty crass or pretty harsh. It can also be that, you know, I feel like, though, that this is a lot of impatience. I really, really do. Okay, so we have the Justice card clarifying, which is associated with Libra and fairness, you know, the scales balancing. And I think that you feel that you have put effort into this and that it's only fair that you get a payoff for it. Whatever this thing is that you're invested in, that thing you're thinking of right now, that's what I'm talking about. You think it's only fair that you get yours. You know, you want this to be right for you. Let's look at the reverse Hierophant. This is that lack of commitment. I also think that you may be ignoring some advice that somebody has given you that is going to help you. And let's see. Okay, the Knight of Wands. This is, again, energy, action. That's the Knight cards. And then of Wands, it is passion. So putting your passion in, like, putting that behind, you know, what your actions are. Action-oriented passion. There we go. I knew I was going to get the words out there. So I do believe that you have a lot of passion about what we're talking about. You have a lot of fire under your, I don't know, under your something, you know, about this. It's very important to you and you have been putting so much effort into it. And it seems like something should have happened by now. You have this feeling of when and I'm ready, you know, and it seems like, again, it may be a little delayed. You may not be wrong, but there is some impatience there. And I don't think that it's a give up yet kind of thing. Let's look at the Knight of Cups and what this card is representing in your life. This is that card that I said, it a lot of times is emotional, but it's not really backed up by action. So we have the Nine of Wands. It seems there is some defensiveness, some walls up on somebody's side, your side or another person that you're involved with side. There's some like thing that you cannot penetrate or that they cannot penetrate where one person is not letting the other person really in. And let's look at the Two of Wands. These are plans that you are making. It's associated with Mars and it's actually in its sign where it's at home in Aries. That's the Two of Wands. So this is a very initiating action. This is the beginning. This is like a lot of, I don't know, you know, when you first spark something. Okay, the Star. So we're sparking something that you're hopeful about. The Star being a hope, looking into the future, wanting something, you know, that you feel like you've come out of some situation that has been like a walking through the valley of death. You know, you feel like you've come out of something very trying and very challenging, and you are turning the corner into being hopeful about the future again. This is all about hope, the Two of Wands clarified by the star. And the Three of Wands, what is that hope going to bring? The Three of Wands is definitely about what it's bringing back, what you're going to get. You know, it's this holding your breath stage before it's here. It's like when the Two of Wands is like when you put in the order for Amazon, okay? Like, all right, here we go. Ace of Wands, you decided you want something, and so you get on Amazon. The Two of Wands, you place your order, right? The Three of Wands, the order is on its way, and you don't know if you're going to like it or not. And then the Four of Wands, here it is, right? So this is the Three of Wands. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. Ooh. Okay, open-hearted, ready to receive love, wanting new love. That's what you put in an order for, right? You want to see if this is going to pay off. You're like, I've told this person how I feel, or I think I want to try this. I think I want to go to the next step. I think I'm ready now. And that's what you're hoping for. Ace of Cups. Okay, this is going to see, you think it's going to be a very healing kind of experience. You think, you hope, you want. Okay, Ten of Swords. Now this gets a little hairy down at the bottom, doesn't it? Because we have Ten of Swords, betrayal, Page of Swords, kind of blunt words, and then Two of Cups reversed. That's just nasty. I don't like that. Okay, Princess of Swords, that's the same as the Page. It's just a different deck. So it's clarifying why the betrayal is there. So these two are the same, okay? And I said, I think you get this betrayal, you know, kind of beat down, not feeling very good. And I think you get it because of this, right? The words spoken. And that's just confirming to us, yes, that's exactly right. What words have been spoken? And let's clarify what kind of words we're talking about with the Page of Swords. Oh, I can't wait to clarify that. Two of Cups reverse. Oh, God, that hurt. I haven't pulled that card in a long time, and I have to pull it on the week of my birthday for Scorpio. It's the Tower. The Tower sucks. The Tower is the shittiest card in the deck. I'm sorry, it just is. The Tower is Mars energy, but it's like, okay, here's the Tower. The Tower is a bulldozer, okay? It's like, you know, something just like rolling down the street to just like knock your shit over, and you're like, where did that come from? It is shocking. It is not something that you expected. So I am going to say, expect some upsets, expect some shocks at the end of the week, some things that you do not like. And the reverse Two of Cups in love. Can I redo this reading? I'm just gonna just redo the whole thing. Just maybe I'll get some better cards. And the reverse Two of Cups. I'm gonna remind myself, it's only 1 week. It's only 1 week. All right. Six of Pentacles. Okay, maybe some arguments about money, because Six of Pentacles do have to do with finances. They can also have to do with loans. And then the Lovers. Okay, so the Lovers is clarifying the reverse Two of Cups. These cards are very, very similar, right? The Lovers and the Two of Cups. I mean, we have the two individuals, they're in love. We have the Lovers, the two individuals, they are in love, and they're getting married, you know? I think they're getting married in both cards, actually. I'm pretty sure they're getting married in both cards. I'm going to say that they are. So some type of issue with your lover, with somebody that you love. I am going to do one more card. I'm going to do one more. It's my reading. I can do that, right? I mean, no, it's not my reading. It's our reading. Okay, Six of Pentacles. This is about often finances, can also be money. Can also be kindness. That's what I meant to say. Kindness, things given and received between two people, can be power imbalances. All of those may be issues. So we've got the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands are future plans. So it may be something that you're planning, maybe something that has to do with money. It could be both, you know, don't have the money to make the plans. There's some issue going on that's surrounding these kind of topics between you and a person that you love, and words are spoken that you do not appreciate. So I'm going to hope and cross my fingers, guys, that your week is a mild version of this and not a full-on like Tower card normal indication. Let's go ahead and look at what message you need to hear, your specific message for this week, remember it isn't a pick a card. So you want to hear this because it's not general. It's not just, here's your message. I say this is what I say it is. Here it is. This is what you need to know right now, what you need to know this week. So messages for Scorpio. And do me a favor, while I'm shuffling, please go ahead and hit the subscription, the notification bell, just because I don't normally say that, but I'm a baby YouTuber here, and so you will not see my videos unless you do that, because YouTube shows us little YouTubers no love. Okay. All right, I'm going to pull card 1, 2, and 3. All right, let me hold them out here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? You know how to pause, so I'm going to jump right into the interpretation. So card 1 is the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups is like, it's time to have a little party, okay? You need to just like kick off your heels, have a little shindig, maybe go grab a drink with a friend, do something that's fun, do something that is enjoyable. You also are going to be pleasantly surprised because I think that there are some situations this week that could create like better vibes with somebody that you might have been struggling with, not have had and the easiest time with. I think that you're going to get along quite well this week. It's going to create some goodwill. Okay, so for card 2, I have the Knight of Cups. Here it is again. He showed up in our other reading, this person that you are very passionate about. But I think as far as a message for you, what I am trying to tell you, I think what the cards are trying to show you is that this is a time for you to take on that Knight of Cups, okay? For you to be romantic, for you to maybe pursue somebody, for you to put your heart out there and put some affection out there and see what that gets you, okay? And then for card number 3, the King of Cups. So Knight of Cups and King of Cups. The King of Cups is having emotional inner resolve, you know, like making sure that your emotions don't run away with you, making sure that you do not get too emotional and then become, there's a word that therapists use, catastrophizing. It's when it's like we just like let our emotions sweep us away and everything seems like, the sky is falling and everything is burning down and it's like we can't get a grip on our emotions. So the King of Cups is saying get a grip on the emotions, be that strong rock. And it's not saying don't feel, because it's still a cup card, so there's still feeling there, but it's using those emotions in a good way, using them to build something, to create something, using them in a positive way. So thank you for watching, Scorpio. I hope you have a great week. Hello, Sagittarius. It's the Scorpio Stellium here. It's my birthday week, so hey! All right, we're going to do your predictions for November 8th through the 14th. I'm going to show my work. I'm going to tell you how I come to the conclusions that I come to. I'm going to get this hair off of my lip. Okay, and at the end, I'm going to do a pick a card for what message you need to hear this week. So you're going to want to watch the whole thing because there's a lot of information that I'm going to drop on you. All right, Sagittarius, what have you got cooking this week? All right, we have reverse Fool, reverse King of Pentacles. So a lot of work kind of cards, a lot of money cards coming out at first. We also have some, I don't want to tell you that yet. I'm going to make you wait for it. Okay. All right, so let's get into this. So reverse Fool is being more cautious. It's not jumping off the cliff without looking, because maybe we've been around this whole thing before and you might have learned some type of lesson. And so you're like, I'm not going to jump. I'm not going to leap without looking this time around. And it does seem like it has something to do with either an individual who is a earth sign, because we have the King of Pentacles reversed. It can also be having to do with money, having to do with somebody in charge of money. This can be you, this can be another person, but whatever it is, it's having to do with, I think, finances also. Also, because I have the 7 of Pentacles reversed, it looks like something that you have put a lot of energy into, that you've invested in. You're having some struggle with it. And I think you're trying to avoid that struggle. I think that you are trying to avoid investing in something that's not going to pay off. Your intuition may be going off about something and you're like, I know, I don't think I want to. And somebody may even be waving this opportunity in front of your face and you might be saying, I think I'm going to wait on that one because I think I've dealt with this before and I don't know that I want to do that again. All right, let's look at the next line. Reverse Temperance. So here's you, Sag, Sag, Sag. This card is associated with Sagittarius. It's reversed. This is telling me that there is some impatience. There is the lack of balance inside of you right now. You feel antsy. Do you feel it? Do you feel that antsy energy? You're like, I want something to happen. I want something to happen. I don't want to be alone. That's the Hermit next to it. I don't want to be alone right now. So we have the Four of Wands next to it. And that's why I said I'm going to wait and tell you this, because it does seem like there are activities surrounding, and I'm going to list sort of the things that this could mean for you. This could mean a reconciliation. This could mean a homecoming. This could mean a celebration like a party, or this can mean hosting people in your home. So you get this antsy energy. You don't want to be alone, so you're seeking something out, and that's something that you're seeking, you're going to get, so be careful with what you put that energy into. And, just like think about that. Reverse Fool, not going to like leap without looking. Is it something you really want? If you do, go for it, because the cards are saying, yeah, this can happen for you. And then down at the bottom, I have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Swords. So we have two court cards, two energies. The Queen being the more domestic type energy, the more money side of energy, and the King of Swords being more intellectual, being balanced, having to do with mental thought processes. We're going to get more about them when we clarify the cards. I do that when I have two court cards next to each other. They usually do indicate some people or some personality issues, that personality types that you are exuding or that you are dealing with. And then the reverse Four of Swords. It's more of this antsy energy. This is like, I don't want to sit at home anymore. I don't want to rest. I'm done being a couch potato. I'm done doing the Netflix and chill by myself thing. The Four of Swords reverse is not resting. So we get more of that kind of impatient or antsy or anxious or like ready to get out there kind of energy. So let's go ahead and clarify and get more to this story. So we have the reverse Fool. We're going to clarify that one first. This is Uranus energy. Uranus energy is all about change. It's things being thrown at you. It's like a monkey wrench, it's pure like potential. It can be, just, wow, I didn't know that this could work this way kind of stuff. Computers, for example, that's very Uranus type energy. All right, so we have the Princess of Wands. This is an endeavor. This is something exciting that you want to go down and do. So I do think that there is some excitement surrounding whatever the situation that I feel is probably monetary. There is some excitement around it, but you are trying to be cautious, trying to exercise some, judiciousness. All right, let's look at the King of Pentacles reverse. I feel that somebody may be standing in your way, or something may be standing in your way. So let's look at that. And we have the Three of Wands. So this is a card about plans, making plans. So again, I'm going to stick with that first meaning. I think that there is something that is maybe delaying the payoff for you. You have delays this week in finances, in work. It can even be just like really bad traffic getting to work. It can be something that you are trying to close on that does not go through. It's something that is creating delays to what you put work into. And then Seven of Pentacles. This is still along the same vein of what we're talking about. And we have the Princess of Swords. So it's the way the communication is done. That's what's creating the problem. So I want you to double check everything and make sure you don't speak out of turn. Use your filter, because the Princess of Swords can be a little blunt. It's very talkative. It's a sword card. So it's mental activity. It is communication, speech, reasoning, all of that. And then all of the pages, or the princesses in the thought deck, same thing, different name, are communication. They're all messenger type cards. So let's look at the reverse Temperance card. Ooh, getting a little antsy here. I feel also that's not wanting to, I just dropped those. That's don't worry about that. I feel also that there is some type of energy of you needing to heal something within you. And I don't think that you are completely ready to heal it. You know what you need to do though. Okay, that's the Hermit card. You have the internal wisdom. You already know what to do here. So we've got the Knight of Wands. There's passion and action here. What else do we have? Let's put it together like a story. I feel like there's some fires heating up over somebody or something here. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords and Knight of Wands. Be very careful, because the Seven of Wands is somebody that is, or Seven of Swords, sorry. Seven of Swords is this card of like being lied to or told a half truth or somebody being sneaky. So I think that you have this Knight of Wands individual that has been a little sneaky, who's not really shown you who they truly are. And this is somebody that comes across very passionate. This is somebody who is like, you know, very exciting, especially to you. And you are not wanting to hesitate on it, where I think some hesitation, or at least balancing, thinking of things, you know, logically, some reason, think it through. That's what I mean. That could be used. Think it through. Okay, and then the Four of Wands. There's something going on in your home. Four of Wands. It's a very domestic type card. Okay, they've got the Princess of Cups, so messages of love, proposals, people inviting you to do things. You may be inviting people to your home. You may be saying, let's go back to my place and see how this plays out. Somebody may be saying, hey, let's get together. I miss you. All of those indications are here. And then the Prince of Wands. So we've got a lot of male kind of wand energy here, masculine, in charge sort of energy. And I just want to say that in tarot, we don't look at gender as much as people get kind of bent out of shape with the fact that cards are named gender-based things, but it's really talking about masculine versus feminine energy, which is, another name for that is receptive versus assertive energy. Okay, so we have assertive energy, assertive, passionate energy here with this. These wand cards, and that's coming in hot. So it may be something that you want. I don't know. It's up to you. Up to you if you want it or not. But be paying attention to it, because the Seven of Swords is very self-seeking. So whoever this person is, being very self-seeking. Queen of Wands. Now this is where I said we're really going to have to get down to some clarification. So I'm going to put quite a few cards down on each of these to see what this energy is about, because the Queen of Wands is this, you know, domestic kind of feel to it, this like mothery kind of vibe. Okay, we've got the Star, we've got the Six of Wands, and we've got the Ten of Wands. So the Star being a card about hope and healing, the Six of Wands being victory, and the Ten of Wands being oppression, being things that are difficult. I think that you are working towards some type of healing. I think honestly with the Queen of Wands, this may be you, that you're trying to play things cool. You're not trying to be so like out there and, you know, your like normal exuberant type self. You might be like, I'm just going to do the right thing. I'm going to stay home. You know, I don't know. Like, it just seems like you're trying to turn down the volume on yourself a little bit and be calmer in order to work on some healing that you need to do. I do feel that there's something that needs to be healed within you, that needs to be nurtured or paid attention to. So some self-care is going to be super important this week. We have the Star. It's saying that there is victory at hand for you. There is success if you do the self-care, if you do the meditation or go to the spa or, you know, journal or do whatever you need to do that is soothing to you. There is hope there. There's success there and healing there. So you're getting that, but it's also going to create, you know, the Ten of Wands being the Lord of Oppression in the Thoth deck. It's going to create some burdens on you. So you may be, or I shouldn't say it's going to create, I think you already have those burdens. You know what I mean? I think you're already carrying a lot around with you that you need to figure out a way to put down so that you don't burn out, okay? And then I have the King of Swords. This is that logical, intellectual, maybe a little harsh kind of individual because they don't really have any emotion to them. It's all, I don't know, it's all just like hard-hitting, maybe cold and reserved type. Okay, and then I have the Prince, which is in the Thoth deck, the King of Pentacles. He's showing up here again. I think you're dealing with a lot of male energy. I really do. It seems like there's a lot of that is coming through. In the Moon, there may be some fears surrounding some males. So, okay. Putting all of this together to summarize this, let me tell you like it in a little story form. I think that there have been issues before with maybe you going into something as a knee-jerk reaction or without you really thinking it through. You get kind of enticed by what's so exciting for you. And it's created some issues in your life. You may have fallen victim to people who are using you, or people who are not really on your side, maybe even lied to you, but they were very self-seeking. And so now you need to do that self-care. You need to do that internal investigation for like, hey, what's leading me to do this behavior? What do I need to work on? What kind of actions do I want to keep in my life? And what do I want to let go? What do I not want to do anymore? What's not serving me, right? And then it also seems like having a lot of these male cards, I think we're definitely dealing with some male energy here. There may be more than one that you're dealing with. And then the moon card is about some fear, okay? It's about things that are coming up from within you and you have to deal with them. So all of this is about you dealing with, I think, your patterns, you dealing with the people that represent those patterns. And then the reverse Four of Swords, lastly, this is like, I don't want to rest. I don't want to take it easy. I don't want to do the self-care. I want to get out there and I don't know. We'll see. And the Fool. And we're back where we started again, because we started with the Fool and then we just pulled the Fool. So you are wanting to start something, okay? You are ready to see where things can go. And I think you need to just cool your jets a little bit, Sag. It feels to me like this whole thing is saying, okay, you can do it, but do you really want to do it? The Fool is this like I said, it's Uranus energy, it's change. It's like you want to just put it out there and see what happens and see what comes back to you. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes no. So let's go ahead and do your pick a card. We're going to see what the message you need to receive this week is. It is going to be, like I said, a pick a card. So it's not just general. You're going to know what it is that you need to know. And while I'm shuffling and getting my cards out, I would so appreciate, especially since it's my birthday week, okay? My birthday is on November 12th. If you would show me some love by subscribing and hitting the notification bell, because I'm a little baby YouTuber. I have to fight the YouTube monster, and they don't show us any love when we're like little baby YouTubers. So if you like this content, I would appreciate you doing that. Okay. Let's see. I have card 1 and 2 and 3. All right. So card 1, 2, and 3, you know how to pause, so I'm going to jump right into the interpretation of what you need to hear. So for card 1, we have Justice. This is saying that things need to be a little more balanced in your life. You need to balance the home and work. You need to maybe balance the friends and the family. You need to do some balancing, some prioritizing, some reconciling, some budgeting, okay? This is like emotional budgeting, life budgeting. You need to make sure things are balanced, okay? For card number 2, I have the Four of Swords. What do you know? I was like, you don't want to sit home and chill. If you got card number 2, you need to sit at home and chill. You need to just hunker down for a minute, okay? And cool your jets and not go out there pursuing things, because sometimes you can get the ball rolling in a direction that you really didn't want it to roll. So Four of Swords, take a break. Do the self-care. Listen to me. All right, and card 3, I have the Ten of Wands. There's a lot of burdens. There's a lot of struggles. There's a lot of things on your back right now or on your shoulders that are weighing you down, that are making things difficult for you. And I think that it is time for you to really examine what is important to you. And sometimes it's not easy to take things off. It's always easy to put more on, right? But to say no, to say less is difficult. But this is a week that you need to start examining what you can put down, okay? It'll make things easier for you. All right, thank you for watching, Sagittarius. I'll see you again next week. Hello, Capricorn. I'm the Scorpio Stellium. I'm here to do your predictions for the week of November 8th to 14th. It's my birthday week, so I'd love your happy birthdays down in the comments if you don't mind. You know how I do things here. I don't bullshit you. I give you the straight talk, and also I'm going to show my work. I'm going to tell you how I come to the conclusions that I come to. I'm going to pull the astrology in as well. And at the end, I'm going to do a pick a card for what message you need to hear this week, Capricorn. So let's see what you got cooking. All right, Capricorn. Oh, Capricorn's one of my favorite signs. I love Capricorn. Okay, because you know what I love about Cap? Scorpio appreciates privacy, right? Capricorn always has they have a lot of people in their life, but they only have 1 or 2 that are their people that really know them. And there's There's something that Scorpio really respects about that. Okay, so man, we have a lot of court cards in this reading. You're dealing with a lot of different people. You're dealing with a lot of different personality types this week. It's going to be kind of a busy week as far as what people are bringing into it. So a lot of this we're going to get in our second stage, which is where I start clarifying and seeing what each of these individuals is really bringing in. But let's go through what we have. We have the reverse King of Wands and the Queen of Swords next to one another, and also next to reverse Temperance. So we have these cards here. So the King of Wands reversed. This is somebody who can be narcissistic. They can be arrogant. They are kind of full of themselves. It's like they take that confidence to a bad place. And then the Queen of Swords is like using intellect, using the logic, somebody who is not going to be swayed by emotions. They're going to be very straight up about it. So I think this is how these two are interacting. We get Temperance reversed. They don't mix, because the Queen of Swords is not putting up with the reverse King's bullshit. She's just not doing it. She's like, I see right through you. I know what you're bringing, and I don't like it. That's the reverse Temperance. Temperance is this card of everything being upright. It's being, a good mix. It's being healing. It's coming together. It's working well together. And we just don't have that with those two. Not with the Queen and the King reversed here. So we see down on the next line, the reverse Ace of Swords. This is talking about not getting the truth in something or not being clear on something. So I think that there's some confusion that is being created in the middle of the week, where I think that you are trying very much to figure something out. And that's what this Knight of Swords is speaking to me about. The Knights are all action-oriented cards. They're like, go for it. And since it's in the suit of swords being mental activity, conversation, thinking, intellectual communication, listening, all of that stuff. And swords are a very fast card, okay? So we have this action-oriented mental activity type card, and it's facing that reversed Ace of Swords. So we have this, and then we have this. He's facing it. So this is you trying to figure it out. That's what you're doing mostly in the middle of the week. You're trying to figure out what to do about the situation, I think, that starts off at the beginning of the week, where you're not getting along with somebody or you're not appreciating what they're bringing to the table. You're not appreciating their attitude, I think. And then the reverse Judgment card. This is a card that's telling me that you don't think that this is going to continue. You don't think that something is right. You get that energetic feeling of, I'm not in the right place. This isn't how this is supposed to be going. And I don't think that it's something you want to really continue. So you're going to be doing a lot of debating in your head and trying to seek clarity and seek truth, doing all of that, like the mental gymnastics in your head to see how you're going to handle certain situations. And also there may be some disappointment going on, because the Judgment card upright is like things that are coming back to life, things that you've been working for, things that you really want, and now they're here again, and it's this card of like, yay, good, I get a second chance. And I don't think that you want to give either the situation a second chance, or you don't know if you should give the situation a second shot. So we see a lot of this kind of deliberation on your part with the abundance of the sword cards here. Down at the end here, Knight of Wands, 3 of Wands, reversed 4 of Wands. So this is really telling us a little chronological story. Again, Knights are all action-oriented, right? So when we put them in the suit of Wands, fire energy, passion, the Knight of Wands is like fools rush in. He's just like right there. He's ready to do it. There's no turning back. There's no second thought. So somebody is rushing things somewhere, you or another individual. There's this sense of urgency, and there's a sense of planning something. The 3 of Wands is like, what are we going to get from this? Are we going to lay something down? What's going to happen in the future? So I think that you're maybe rushing some of these plans, and some of the things that you're speculating on feel a bit heated, feel a bit like rash. And then the reverse 4 of Wands, this is saying there's no homecoming here. There's no reconciliation here. There's nothing this week that is really feeling like, yes, this is turning around the way that you want it to go. And the reverse Judgment and the reverse 4 of Wands are both cards that I often see for, when they're upright, for a reconciliation or for getting back together or a homecoming or working things out. Like I said, it's that second shot. And they're both reversed here. It's like there's either no second chance being offered or you don't want to give the second chance. It can be either. It can also, of course, be somebody not wanting to give you the second chance. So let's start clarifying this, because I think that we really need to build upon what we have here. So the reverse King of Wands, let's see what he's bringing. Why is he being so cocky? Okay, we have the Moon. So the Moon is showing us things that are coming out of the deep, you know, things that are being revealed that have not been really dealt with before. So you may be watching this unfold in somebody else's life. It definitely is involving you, but it is showing that things that have been kind of buried or kept secret are now like rising up, and they have to be dealt with. They're not going to be quieted any longer. A lot of times this has to do with fear. A lot of times it can be nightmares. It can be the subconscious that is pushing these things up to the surface, kind of like when a splinter gets pushed out of our skin and there it is, now all of a sudden we see it, we have to pull it out. We have to do something about what was happening before below the surface. So let's look at the Queen of Swords. I believe this is kind of your way of dealing with it. And this can be somebody else, but I'm just really getting the feeling that the Queen of Swords is you, because it's turned away from that king, doesn't want to deal with his shit, knows that it's not really, you're not really getting on. And she's being very logical about it. Now, I don't want you to get hung up on the genders of the individuals, because in tarot, it's just representing assertive or receptive energy. So being the kings and the queens, assertive or receptive energy. So let's look at the Queen of Swords and what else she has to tell us. Okay, we have the Four of Cups. That's telling right there. I kind of want to get another card. I'm feeling like I need more than one. The Four of Cups being the Moon in Cancer. This is a card of being like overly emotional about something, being too bogged down in the emotions. And sometimes when we're that way, we can sort of shut down. You know, it's like when we get information or emotional overload, do you ever find yourself just shutting down all the systems, all of the feeling receptive systems, where you're just like, you know what, I'm going to have to put a wall up and I'm just going to have to not feel for a little while. That's how the Queen of Swords is. You know, she's like, I'm going to be all logic, straight face, poker face. I just have to get through this. And the Four of Cups is giving us kind of the same idea. It's because the emotional overload is so much that it's like now we're pushing towards apathy, because that's how you have to deal with this right now. And then it's also clarified by the Lovers, which gives us a slant on this reading of this being a love reading, this being about somebody that you care for deeply, or that you are involved in, or that you want to be involved in. And there's this, right now it's not doing well, you know, because we're getting all these cards about not having a second chance, or not knowing whether to give a second chance, and being emotionally burdened, dealing with a lot of fear. So it's a difficult emotional love situation right now. And reverse Temperance, I have to say, that isn't, technically that's another like no reconciliation card. So all these cards down here at the bottom are saying that this week is not working out for the two of you. Let's look at the reverse Temperance. Let's give it a little bit more attention. Okay, with the Princess of Swords. So the conversation there may be issues with the conversation, because we're clarifying reverse Temperance, which is like not having the right mix, not really working well with one another. Then having the Princess of Swords alongside of it, she's a very chatty kind of card. And it may be that you're being you two, the two of you, you and the lover, right? Maybe too cutting with one another, too blunt with one another. You could be giving the cold shoulder. It's like the words spoken are not spoken out of compassion and love. They may be the bare minimum, or it may be no conversation at all, or maybe what you're saying is not very nice to one another. You know, there's some issues with conversation in the week. Let's also look at the reverse Ace of Swords. This is really speaking to your confusion. You know, your need for clarity. And it's like you've gotten to this point where you're just so worn down by this. You're so frustrated by not having all of the answers. And I think that you do have that stuck feeling right now. So let's look at reversed Ace of Swords with the Ace of Wands. So this is something you feel a lot of passion about. The Ace of Wands being a card of initiative and passion and energy and like gung-ho, really wanting to go into something. So you feel a lot of passion about this person, and that probably makes it a lot harder for you because now you're confused. You're like, I don't want to just cut them out, but I don't know if this can go on this way. Let's get another card to clarify it a little bit more. And the Sun comes out. There is a lot of joy in this, okay, for you. There's something that is keeping you here, and it's not you two being assholes to each other. It's not you not getting along or one person being a cocky bastard or anything like that. That's not what's keeping you around. There's something that really warms your soul about this person. And so despite the fact that things are challenging right now, that passion, that feeling of joy and rightness with them is just like, it's tugging at you, you know, it's making it not so easy to make a Queen of Swords type of decision where you just say, I'm done with this. Let's look at the Knight of Swords. Okay. With the Knight of Swords, we have the Three of Cups clarifying it. This is Mercury in Cancer. So Mercury being very chatty, very conversant, very quick, often can be a journeying type planet because it moves so fast, it kind of zips all around, right? And then we have Mercury in Cancer, so emotion. So I think, let me just give you this whole idea. With the threes often in tarot have to do with some type of cooperation. And I see this Three of Cups being emotional or love cooperation. I think that you are trying to figure out how to bring things together. Now, there are some ulterior alternative meanings that I want to put forth to you. And the first one is one that I think is definitely going to be true for you this week. And that's where I think you're going to be talking to friends about this. This is something that you need to bounce off of other people and have some support from friendships. The other thing is, for some of you, the Three of Cups can often mean another party in the relationship. So it may be that part of the struggle is that somebody is involved with somebody else as well. So I'm just going to put that out there for you that may want to know all of the tarot meanings there. The Three of Cups is one of those that's like, yeah, why are we getting that though? What's going on here? Let's look at the reverse Judgment card. Okay, clarified by the Nine of Wands. Let's see if anything else wants to come out. But the Nine of Wands here is putting the guard up, being maybe a little defensive, it's being worn out more than anything. So it's like you're kind of anticipating another, I don't know, another drama-filled session or another attack or another issue. It's like there's always something going on, and you've been around this so many times that you know that this is probably what's coming. And so it's like, I don't want to get like, you know, like in The Lion King, Rafiki, like bonking him over the head with the stick. Okay, and he starts to like, you know, he starts to duck. He's like, I don't want to get hit in the head again. That's you. You're like, I don't want to get hit in the head again. And this is the reverse Judgment card that it's clarifying. So I think this is part of the reason why you're not wanting to really see about a second chance. You don't know if this should continue or not, because you're battle worn, really. You're worn out with this. It's exhausting to have gone around and around and around this with this person. So I just, you know, emotional needs are not being met. That's really what this comes down to. Let's look at the Knight of Wands and let's clarify that. There's this feeling of rushedness. Okay, when I drop all my damn cards, that is just a bad shuffle, so let's start that one over. The Knight of Wands is this rushed kind of energy. You know, it's like, I'm just going to bulldoze ahead because I feel very strongly about this, and I can't keep overthinking it. I need something to happen. I need something to move. Okay, the Ten of Cups. So what you're pushing for is big. The Ten of Cups is your emotional completion. It is that joy. It is that togetherness. It's that family. It's, you know, marriage. It's all of those things, that commitment that brings you peace. And here we see you going after that. We see you really still wanting that, despite the fact that you're deliberating back and forth in your head if this is right. your heart still wants that. And so we see a lot of that vacillation happening this week of like the Queen of Swords, like, no, not gonna deal with this, right? And then the Ten of Cups of like, yeah, but I really want it. I really want it so bad. So I'm gonna Knight of Wands that I'm gonna rush into it and keep pushing harder. It's a stop and go. It's this lurching kind of thing where, you know, like somebody trying to drive a stick shift for the first time. We're getting a lot of that from you this week. The Three of Wands, we're looking forward to something. And I think that that something does not end up happening because the very next card is the reverse Four of Wands. Okay, looking forward to some type of commitment. We have the Hierophant here. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Somebody not putting in the work, not giving you the commitment that you want. And you're looking forward to that. You're wanting that very much so, but it's still not happening this week. That probably honestly doesn't come as a surprise to you because you've been dealing with this on and on and on and on. So I do think that you can expect some things to fall through this week. You can probably expect some plans that get canceled or rescheduled, or they just, you know, end up not happening for whatever reason. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenging week, but then again, don't freak out because it's nothing you haven't been dealing with for already for quite a while. So let's look at your message that you need to hear this week. Your message from the universe, it is going to be, like I said, in pick a card form. So let's see what we got. And while I'm shuffling, if you would do me a favor, because it is my birthday week, and also because I'm a little baby YouTuber and I have to fight the big YouTube monster. So if you would hit your subscribe and notifications bell if you enjoyed this at all, because guess what? YouTube is not going to show you my videos otherwise because they're like, she ain't got shit compared to these other big YouTubers, because I'm brand new. I've only been doing this for about 2 months on YouTube. So I very much appreciate your support. Okay, let's see what we got. We got card 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So you know how to pause. I'm going to jump right into your interpretation for what you need to hear. Card 1. It is not often that I pull this card in a message for the... Oh, man. Okay, I'm just sitting here trying to like figure out a way to make this not what it is, but it is what it is. Card 1 is the Tower. The Tower is Mars energy. The Tower is that shock. You know, there's some type of shock coming that's going to knock you off your feet. It's not going to be a pleasant shock. So I think that you need to expect that this week and kind of brace yourself for it, because it's going to be like a, whoa, where did that come from kind of thing. Is what it is. So there's a warning for you, unfortunately. For card number 2 is the Eight of Coins. The Eight of Coins is putting in the work. You know, you being very good at what you do and you putting your energy, your effort into your work. And I think that that's what you need to do right now, Capricorn. I mean, that's what you do best. You're a hard worker. You have good work ethic. You're usually, most Capricorns, all the ones I've ever met, are excellent at what they do. And that's where you need to put your attention this week, is in your work, not on this crazy thing that you know isn't going to do you any good this week anyway, okay? And for card number 3, I have the Hanged Man. This is telling me that you need to change your perspective. You need to look at things differently in a way that you've not seen them before. Give yourself advice like you're not you, you know? Have a little conversation with yourself and give yourself the advice that you would want to know. But you need to shift that perspective and look at it from somebody else's or multiple other people's point of view and see where that gets you, because that could help lead you to that truth that you need, that clarity that you need. So thank you so much for watching, Capricorn. I'll see you again next week. Hello, Aquarius. This is Scorpio Stellium here, your no bullshit tarot card reader. And you know how I do things? I show my work and I tell you how I come to the conclusions that I come to. So I teach you a little tarot along the way. I pull the astrology of the cards in when it's relevant. And at the end, I do a pick a card for what message you need to hear this week. And also, it's my birthday week, so I would love it if you drop me a little comment and say, happy birthday, make me feel loved, you know. I'm asking for it, it's okay. Is that like fishing for compliments? Maybe a little bit, just say happy birthday, that's all. So I can get to know you. All right, Aquarius, Aquarius, what do we got? Ooh. You are stuck to this situation like glue. Whether you want to be or not. Okay. You are stuck in something. And why do I say that? Because the Devil card is the first card that I see right here. It's just sticking out at me like a sore thumb. It's like screaming at me, hey, we have maybe a little bit of a toxic situation here, but you definitely feel like you are stuck in it. You're not going to be able to get away from it. Whether it's healthy for you or not, you're there. Reverse 5 of Cups next to it. You're trying to not let this hurt anymore. You're trying to not let it bother you. The 5 of Cups is a card about grief and sadness, and having it reversed here is this trying to move on past it, trying to not be focused on the hurt, the negativity, the things that are upsetting you, even though you do know that this Devil card is still here. Like, you're still struggling with this demon. You're still wrestling with this monkey on your back. And the 4 of Cups here, this is like the same, very similar with the reversed 5 of Cups. A little tarot trick for you. Sometimes when you see a reversal, look at the card before it. It often gives you similar energy, and you have both of those right here. So what you have with the 4 of Cups is this kind of, this apathy. This like, I don't want to feel anymore because things are difficult, and that's what we often do when things are difficult, is we try to shut off the emotions. We try to get to a place where we're not so concerned with what somebody else is doing and if they say, you know what I mean? You get to this point where you just can't keep caring. Everybody reaches their limit, and you're kind of at your limit. You're still stuck in it. It's like you're still tolerating it, but you kind of had it up to here with the bullshit. And so you are being rather apathetic about it. And in that apathy, be careful because you may miss some other things. In the 4 of Cups, in that card, there's this individual that feels like they can't have the one thing that they want, that they're thinking of. And so they stop regarding all of the other things that they do. They stop paying attention. They stop being gracious and happy and appreciative of everything else that is around them. Sometimes I see this card when somebody wants one person, and yet they have other people that would be great for them, that would be awesome in their lives, that would produce really healthy, good relationships, and they don't want it. They don't even see it because all they see is this one unhealthy, toxic, freaking person. Okay? So let's go down to the second line and keep looking here. We've got the 6 of Pentacles and Justice and the 2 of Pentacles. This is very money related, okay? This is very much related to any type of banking. And I say this because not only do we have the 6 of Pentacles, which is often about being loaned money or loaning out money. It's kind of a give and take as far as finances. Sometimes you see this when people are buying a house, for example, or they're receiving unemployment, or they're taking out a loan, whatever. You see that card. And we also see the Justice card, which gives us a sense of the legal system and the legalities involved in it. And then the 2 of Pentacles, so trying to juggle multiple things at once. So we have this element here of money being an issue towards the middle of the week. And the balancing act of money being rather challenging for you, or at least being in the forefront of your mind. So that's something to anticipate. If you are in the process of something that involves a big loan or a big financial move that you're making, I'm just going to go ahead and say that having the 2 of Pentacles, it's going to probably involve you moving some things around, doing some things differently than what you anticipated doing them, how you anticipated doing them, because of the 2 of Pentacles. Okay, now down towards the bottom, things look a lot better. To be honest, they're not perfect, but they're pretty damn good. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So we have things going right, things going in your favor. This is the karmic fate kind of, fate smiling upon you. Things are like, hey, now we're making hay while the sun is shining. That was a terrible anecdote for that one. But, things are going right now. And then we have the 6 of Wands. So this is also success and victory and like, I'm almost there. I'm about to reach it. And then we have the reverse King of Pentacles. So I'm going to have to get more information when we start clarifying about the reverse King of Pentacles, because this could be a few things. This could be a delay, somebody getting in your way, especially when it comes to finances. So it could be somebody making things a little bit more challenging, or it can also be representing you where you're almost there. You're almost in a position of power, but you're not quite there yet, because the 6 of Wands is a card about impending victory, but you haven't gotten it yet. You haven't grasped it yet. And the reverse King of Pentacles can say, you know, we're trying to turn this upright. You're getting a delay on it. So let's go ahead and clarify some things. I think I'm actually going to start at the bottom, which I don't normally do, but I'm going to start at the bottom with this reverse King of Pentacles to get some more information about that while we have that fresh in our mind. Okay. And we have the Two of Swords. So there are decisions that are at a stalemate. So it does seem like somebody is kind of holding some things up. It could even be a bank holding things up. But somebody in some type of monetary position of power for that you need something from has not reached a final decision yet this week. So I think that this is going to be hopefully enough information to tell you what I'm talking about, because again, this is going to encompass a lot of different people. So let's go ahead and look at the situation in the middle with money, loans, banking, trying to rearrange some things. So first we're going to clarify the Six of Pentacles, which is that actual card that gives us an indication of banking or being loaned money. This can even be money issues with your bank this week. So I just want to say, you know, be keeping an eye on your account, be keeping an eye on the balance and the spending, and you know that you're not getting overcharged or double charged for anything. That kind of those practical steps can go a long way. So we have the Four of Swords that is clarifying it, and it's telling me Four of Swords being a card of rest. You know, it's not being a very active card. So again, we're getting more of this on delays, things not quite reaching the conclusion that you're looking for this week. So we do get financial delays. And then Queen of Pentacles, again, more pentacle cards, more money cards. We definitely see you having to hang back a little bit there, having to wait a little bit longer than what you thought. And then let's clarify the Justice card. Okay, and the Queen of Cups is the clarification. In this deck, this is really interesting because what we're getting is confusion. You know, we're not getting a lot of clarity. The Queen of Cups is she's hard to kind of pin down. She's hard to really see in this deck. You know, we have reflections, water reflecting off of water reflecting, you know what I mean? It's just because everything gets kind of lost. So it may be that some details are not really solid. You know, you don't have all of the details. And this creates a burden for you because I have the 10 of Wands there. That's Saturn, Sagittarius. Saturn is a malefic planet. It is a restrictive planet. It is like putting the boot down so that you can't move. And so it looks like this is creating some issues, some hassle for you because you really need this to go through. And the reverse Two of Pentacles, let's see what we have as clarification for that. Two of Pentacles. Five of Cups. Anything else? No? Okay. Five of Cups. So yeah, this creates some Five of Cups. This is a card about sorrow. We saw it at the beginning. It was reversed. It takes on a different connotation here. This is showing me how this is affecting you emotionally. It is becoming very difficult for you. I think that you've been holding out for a while for this thing to go through. This can even be like the stimulus check. Okay, this can be any type of money that you're needing or money you're needing to move around. I think this is something that you're trying to get moving and it's just not moving. So now let's go ahead and look at this whole like emotional situation at the beginning. This is kind of a toxic situation that you're trying to detach from, but you're still very much stuck to. So let's clarify that. So let's clarify the reverse Five of Cups first. Okay, with the King of Cups. Okay. So now we've got the person that we're talking about, this person that this is a very emotional attachment here for you. The cups are all emotion based, you know, they're water. Water is emotional in symbolism, in tarot symbolism. So the King of Cups here, this is somebody that you feel like it is not being emotionally fair to you or is not being emotionally considerate to you. They could even be manipulative. So let's go ahead and look at the Devil card. And let me just say, as a teaching tip, when I read with Thoth, which is this deck, There are not reversals in that tradition. Traditionally, there are not reversals, so I don't read them that way. So normally the King of Cups or the Prince of Cups in the Thoth would not be a negative card, but in this it's all about dignity and what's around it, which is what dignity is. And so therefore that's why the King of Cups or the Prince of Cups takes on a little bit more of a negative vibe than you would otherwise. So the Devil card, just a little tarot chat for you in case you're curious. The Devil, okay, clarified by the Prince or the King. In this deck, it's called the Prince of Pentacles. So here we have this, you know, gosh, they have a lot of power. This is somebody that's got power. The King of Pentacles or the Prince of Pentacles is somebody that has power over you. They may even have a financial power over you. So they may be the breadwinner, somebody who helps you pay your bills. They may be somebody that you work with or a boss. But this like toxic kind of situation, it's hard for you to get out of it. You may truly be stuck to some degree because of the power that they have over your finances, or at least over your security. And then let's look at the Four of Cups. Okay, and we've got the Two of Cups. So, Two of Cups is a romantic card. All right, we have romance here. We have this being somebody that you are quite involved with and that have a lot of feelings for. And underneath this aloof attitude that you're taking on, there's more to that story. You know, there is love under it, and I think that's why you're putting up with a lot of bullshit that you would not otherwise put up with. It would not be in your character to deal with, because you see this person differently than you see other people. So you kind of excuse some of the things, you let some of the things slide. Is that healthy? Probably not. Do you do it? Probably so. So let's do your message from the universe, what you need to hear this week. And while I'm shuffling, I would so appreciate it, especially because it's, like I said, it's my birthday week on the 12th, if you would go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I say this because I'm a baby YouTuber, so I have to fight the YouTube monster, the YouTube machine, and you will not see my videos if you don't do that. So if you like this, I would appreciate that. Well, let's see what messages we get for you this week. All right, I have card 1, 2, and 3. Wow, these are all, I'll tell you in a minute. I'll say, it's okay, I'll say it. They're all major arcana cards. So these are all pretty big themes, big deals, big messages that you really, really, really need, right? I've got card 1, 2, and 3. So you know how to pause. I'm going to jump into the interpretation for card 1. That is the Empress. You trying to give birth to something. You trying to create something. It is a very creative card. It is a card about bringing something into life, whatever that is. It can be an actual child. It can be a new home. It can be a new business endeavor, a new creative pursuit, a new job, a new relationship, whatever it is. Here's you, and you're trying to give birth to something. You're trying to create something really beautiful. So for card 2, I have the Sun. This is, first of all, I want to say, don't burn yourself out. There is a tendency to do that with the Sun, is to go too far, to be too much, and then you just are exhausted. But the positive connotation, the positive message that I want to give here for you is that you can find joy in something. And I think you need to go back to what brings you joy, what makes you feel like you are in the sunshine and happy, and whatever that is for you. It's going to be really important to not lose touch with that this week. And for card number 3, the Star. So, this is like my favorite thing to get in these messages. The Star is hope, it's healing, it's reconciliation. It is looking forward to the future because things are going to get better. The Star is the calm after the storm, you know, and everything is quiet again, and, you know, the world starts to seem like it's not so awful. We see the hope, we see the silver lining. We're almost there, and that's what you have with the Star here. So thank you so much for watching, Aquarius. I'll see you again next week. Pisces, hello, it's the Scorpio Stellium here, your no bullshit tarot card reader. We're going to take a look at your predictions for the week of November 8th through 14th. It's my birthday week, so if you want to drop me a little happy birthday in the comments, I would very much appreciate that. you know how I do. I'm going to show you how I come to the answers that I come to. So I'm explaining the cards as I'm reading them. And I'm also pulling the astrology into it as well. And at the end of the reading, we will do a pick a card for what message you need to hear from the universe, from the divine. I don't know, just what you need to know right now. All right, what do we got, Pisces? Some new starts here for you. Trying to make some new starts at least. Okay, let's break all of this down. So new starts, because I do see walking away with the Eight of Cups and then the Fool right next to it. So that jumps out at me, being the center card and then having the Fool right next to it. I'm like, all right, walking away from something, ready to start over. I also see some emotional instability here over a particular individual. So I'm seeing somebody that's kind of fucking with your head, I think. And I see that because of the reverse Knight of Cups and the reverse Queen of Cups. So now let's go into it and break it all down, and then we'll begin to clarify it so we can get all the meaning out of it that we need to get. Start off with the reverse Page of Wands. Pages are all messenger cards. They carry something from here to there. For the Page of Wands, this is actually carrying usually him or herself from point A to point B. So it's often a travel card. It's some kind of adventure card. It's trying to go off and do a new thing. It's this fresh energy. Having this card reversed here is telling me that either that is delayed or that is held back, or maybe there's even a fear of doing that. There's some holding back happening that is something there's still a lot of passion, a lot of energy about, but it's just being kind of tucked in, you know, it's kind of held back, it's tucked in, it's delayed, it may even be canceled. It's things that are restricted, you being restricted from any kind of movement. Then we have the reverse Four of Cups next to it. Here it seems that you have come out of a stage where you felt apathetic, where you felt like things were dull and were boring and you just didn't have any appreciation for what was around you. You were in a slump, okay? And we all get into these slumps and people are like, practice gratitude. I even say this to you, to a lot of you, when I'm doing these readings, I'm like, you need to have your gratitude practice. It's true, but it's the last thing that you want to hear when you're in a slump, right? When you're just down and you're depressed and you're going through some shit. Here, this is showing that you're starting to come out of that shit that you've been going through. You're regaining your appreciation for what's happening around you. You are trying to not sulk. You're trying to not be down. You're trying to do what you need to do for your mental health with the reverse Four of Cups. And then next to this, the Ten of Cups. So this is beautiful. This is a really good energy for the end of this line. I mean, most of those cards are pretty decent, but then the Ten of Cups kind of seals the deal, right? Because the Ten of Cups is this emotional fulfillment. Now, one thing that I do want to say about the Ten of Cups is it is often read as this perfect, happy, blissful relationship type, marriage type card for tarot readers. And it's easy to understand why, because I mean, in the traditional decks and any decks based on the traditional Rider-Waite deck has this beautiful rainbow and, you know, this family and they're playing by the, is there a creek? Yeah, there's a creek. Everybody's happy, right? But this is actually not quite as it seems, because it is Mars in Pisces, okay? Mars is a warrior planet. It's how you fight. You guys are going to remember that now, right? Because I say that all the time. Mars is a malefic planet. It is a troublemaking planet often because it puts a lot of force and energy behind something. Like I said, it is the warrior. Think about I Am Sparta, you know, that movie. And then Pisces, the sign of Pisces, is Pisces like that? No. Pisces is dreamy. Pisces wants to see the beauty in things. Pisces wants to see what's beyond the veil, you know. These are all the benefits of Pisces. And so you put this really harsh planet in Pisces, and it's not a good mix. So what we get with this Ten of Cups also, I mean, there is the joy, there is the happiness there. But when we start to clarify, we're going to see exactly which side of the Ten of Cups is coming out. Because that Mars in Pisces also can mean we are getting a little bored with the happy dream. You know, we're getting a little restless. It's like everything is okay, but like, I need to shake some things up. Or it could be making it look like everything is okay, when really it's not. All right, I'll get off my soapbox. I'll move on down to the second line, the reverse Two of Swords. There has been a decision pending for a long time. you've been trying to figure out for a long time, do I stay or do I go? And now finally, because the reverse Two of Swords is flipped, you know, it's upside down now, the decision has been made. There's no more stalemate, and you have decided, yes, I'm walking away from things that don't serve me, that don't do me any good anymore. This is a painful thing. This is something that or someone that I still love, that I still have feelings for, that I think there could maybe even be something there, but it's just not good for me. It's not best for my growth. And so I have to make this hard decision to walk away. It can also be forced, you know, so in a way where you can't hold on to something because it's not physically present with you. So somebody could be at a distance from you. They could be with somebody else, you know, and you have to make the decision to let that go and walk away from it. And then you're doing that this week, and you get the Fool next to it. So you're ready for new starts. You're ready for pure potential of beginnings. You're like, what is going to happen next? I'm excited to see what's going to happen next, or at least interested. You know, there's at least curiosity. The Fool card is associated with Uranus, which is the planet of change. Sometimes change is good, sometimes change is not so good. But in this case, I think that you're just like anticipating, interested in, to see what happens next. It is a fairly optimistic attitude, I think, in the middle of the week. But the last line does concern me a bit, and that's why I said I think somebody is playing some head games with you. Because I have the reversed Knight of Cups. This is a card that almost always raises alarm bells for me, especially when it's reversed, because it seems like the sweet talker, you know, the person who's going to say whatever they need to say to get whatever it is they want to get. And they don't really back it up with any action. They don't have any staying power. There's no loyalty. They're just driven by their own fickle emotions. And fickle is really the key word here with the Knight of Cups. He's not doing it to be malicious. He's just fickle. And then I have the reversed Queen of Cups, which I feel strongly is representing you, Pisces, is representing your energy here, but I want to say this could be reversed, okay? These roles could be reversed. One person is playing the fickle one, and one person is having trouble managing their emotions. And having trouble managing your emotions sometimes that can look like crying, and that's the thing that I think most of us think of, like, I'm just, you know, upset. But that can have a lot of things that come out from that. You can get all sorts of manifestations. You can get manipulation. You can get cattiness. You can get ugliness. You can get not wanting to come out of your room. You can get drinking a whole fifth, you know, whatever. You can get all sorts of things with that. So we have one person kind of being fickle, sort of screwing with somebody else's emotions, and that definitely taking effect on that other person. And then I have the reverse Magician, which really just re-emphasizes exactly what's happening in that line. The Magician is driven, okay? The Magician card is self-motivated, has willpower. It's like, look, I have all that I need. I'm resourceful as hell. I can go after what I want to do, and I have the willpower and the know-how to do it. And having it reversed makes it slants it, you know what I mean? Just think of it this way. The upright Magician is like the used car salesman who, you know, he knows how to sell a car, but he's selling you a decent car, right? I mean, he's trying to make his money, but he wants to see that you're not going to break down 30 minutes down the road. The reverse Magician doesn't give a fuck if you make it, you know, halfway around the street, because it's all about him. And that is what is happening here. It's like all about this person who I feel like is manipulating another. And the reason I say that I feel that you're caught in between it is because look at how it's laid out. We have the reverse Queen of Cups right here, and then the Magician and the reverse Knight of Cups on either side. So, you know, it's just interesting how that's laid. Okay, so let's go ahead and start to clarify and get more information about what's going on with you, because I don't know, and it's going to be different for all of you, but this situation where there's a decision being made to walk away and go into something new, it may be different than what's going on down at the bottom. But it does seem odd that it's like, okay, I've made a decision, I'm walking away, and then now you're totally getting your head messed with. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with you, Pisces. Let's look at the reverse Page of Wands. Let's clarify that. Okay, we have the Three of Wands. So again, these are plans being made, you know, right? Sending off the ships and waiting for them to come back. Like, did my plan work? We're going to see. And I do think that we've got delays there, or you have been dealing with delays. They may be wrapping up this week, because we do, like I said, we do see some progress. We see some things happening in this spread. Let's look at the Four of Cups, you know, where you are beginning to, I think, come out of the slump that's been going on. Okay, we've got the Emperor. So you may be dealing with people in authority positions that may be either helping you or at least not messing with you. You can also be trying to establish some boundaries in your life, you know, making sure that you have people are respecting you and treating you the way that they should be treating you. And then if they're not, you're not going to stick around and put up with it anymore. We have that as well. The Four of Swords is here. This is saying that it's a time for rest. So you may be taking it easy. You may have done some self-care or be walking into a week where you're going to be doing some self-care. Let's look at the Ten of Cups and get some more information about that one, because like I said, the clarification is really going to tell us if this is taking on its positive meaning of the Ten of Cups, where everything really is good. When I drop more than one, I'm going to put them back in the deck. That's why I'm doing that. It's positive meaning or it's more negative meaning. Okay, what do we got? No, that's positive meaning. Ace of Pentacles. It may seem like there's some new opportunities here. And I see that with the Fool too. There's new beginnings happening. And it's all because you finally made a decision to walk away from something. So you are getting some fulfillment here. You are having some joy and some peace about some other issues in your life. And you are turning things around so that you're shifting out of the old chapter and you're walking into something new. Now let's look at this bottom line, because this bottom line is a little tricky, right? All right, reverse Knight of Cups. What are you doing here, buddy? What are you doing? Okay. Let's see if anything else wants to come out of here. All right. Just that one. Seven of Swords. Fuck me. Okay, I can't make this any more clear to you, okay? This is a big fat warning. In fact, I'm going to put it in my title. I'm going to put big fat warning for cheaters, liars, and manipulators, okay? Because I have reverse Knight of Cups, which I already explained to you is not a good thing, and then the reverse Magician, which is like that nasty used car salesman that only wants what he wants, and then I have the Seven of Swords. Fuck, this is like, you know, either the cheater or the liar or the sneak. It's the person that is just really, it's nasty, 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 nasty. And you have it all down here in the bottom line. So, you know, if this person walks in, I think hopefully by me saying this, you're going to smell them from across the room and be like, I know what shit you're bringing over here. I don't want any of it. Hopefully that's the case. So I'll just hear my southern or my country when I did that. I've been told that my accent is a mix of both. Okay, so reverse Magician. I don't even know if I want to clarify them. You know what? I'm just going to clarify the reverse Queen of Cups because I don't think this can get any worse. Okay. All right, reverse Queen of Cups. Pulling all those cards in one reading. The Fool. Okay. Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool. Don't let somebody sucker you back into something. Don't let them sweet talk you into thinking that it's not going to be that way this time. Don't let them sweet talk you, period. Let words be backed up with action. Make sure that somebody is doing what they say they're going to be doing. But anyway, I don't even know that it's going to be possible for this person to do what they're saying they're going to do and be who they say they are. Because now you have the Fool clarifying the Queen of Cups reversed. This is just very simple. Don't be foolish. Don't walk into this with your eyes closed. Have them wide open. Be expecting it. Know that this is probably going to be not good for you, not good for your spirit, and hopefully your intuition, your Pisces intuition can detect that, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do your message from the universe, from wherever. This message that you need to hear this week. I'm going to choose 3 cards while I'm shuffling. Do me a big favor because I'm a little baby YouTuber and it's my birthday week. I mentioned that, right? So I would love it if you would subscribe if you found this information valuable and hit the notification bell because you will never hear from me again if you don't, because YouTube has no love for us little baby YouTubers while we're still growing, and I've only been doing this for about 2 months, so I would appreciate your love. All right, Pisces, what messages do you need to hear? Personally. Okay, we have 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to let you pause if you need to think about what card you want, and I'm going to jump right into it. So for card 1, I have the 9 of Wands. You've been around this battle before. You've been wounded from this battle before. You have scars from this before. And because of that, it is very wise to keep your guard up. You don't necessarily need to put your head down and, you know, just wait for the hit to come. You can defend yourself. You can establish boundaries. Okay, so for card number 2, I have the 2 of Cups. This is love. This is real pure love. And there is real pure love coming into your life soon. If you can avoid the pitfalls, think of a little video game, you know, where you're like, you know, let's go around the pit of liars and cheaters and let's hop over the, I don't know, you get what I'm saying. But there's real love coming in here, the 2 of Cups. This is soulmate type stuff. This is the one, this is the person. If you already know them, fabulous. If you don't know who this is yet, it's coming in quickly. So know that that is there for you, Pisces. Okay, and card number 3, if this was your card, I have the 4 of Wands. We have reconciliations. Reconciliations, people coming back into your life, can be good things or bad things. You know, it's not always a joyous thing when somebody comes back. Oftentimes it is, but not always. So double check that it's really a good situation, that it fits into how your life is now, what you're building, and where you're going. All right, Pisces, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next week.